Where's Garrett? Vegetables. Vegetables. Here I come from the west side. The left side. The right brain drives me insane. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie to me. Don't fry, don't fry, don't fry your brain. More carrots. Don't tear it. More carrots. Where's Garrett? Vegetables. Vegetables. Here I come from the west side. The left side. The right brain drives me insane. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie to me. Don't fry, don't fry, don't fry your brain.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
Hey.
I think I can't minimize Discord, so it's gonna be kind of difficult.
Hey.
Let's see the bones.
Howdy. Hi. Hello. Hola. Привет. Bonjour. Guten Tag.
Torrens channel
Up, Vikings.
said at absolute_93.
So we've got got 50
Yeah, go
people
ahead,
in
go
my
ahead.
chat. We've got Hound here. Torin is on Hound's stream right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Jump over. There we go.
Yeah.
Hello, Hound's chat. What is up? And hello, my chat. So we've got some interesting stuffs going on here. In case my chat's wondering, Torin is in Hound's chat currently. You should be able to see the two of us, I hope.
Yeah, it's kind of blurry. It's a little bit blurry, but it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah. We
I
had
don't know
some.
why Discord's being that way, sadly.
We had some technical difficulties this morning.
As always. What's with the Hound? Como, that's just for onslaughts and stronghold sieges. I was told to cover the times up, so let's just be good boys. So the hands basically mean you can't see. Don't be bad boys.
Привет. So what's up, man?
Doesn't look blurry to you? No, I think the webcam input on Bones is a little bit blurry, but it's not too bad. It's just because I'm such a perfectionist in everything, I have to make it 100%. So when it's like,
Well, it looks,
I don't know.
It looks slightly blurry for me too, like you. But then when I'm looking at it on YouTube, like we're both fine.
Yeah. Wow, it's really Hound. Mom, I'm on TV.
We're gonna blame Negan because we can.
Yeah, this is Negan's fault. This is definitely Negan's fault.
We blame Negan. Hound and I blame Negan, then Negan and I blame Hound, and well, I'm pretty sure.
Torrens channel said face fuchsia tongue out.
Yeah, Torin's in love with these emojis. It's actually funny. Alright, so what is the plan for today, Bones?
I don't know. I mean, does Torin have a plan for today? Like currently we're winning CVC. I really didn't have a plan, much of one anyway. Just kind of like chill and hang out. I did a recap yesterday of what the potential updates will be in the future with the stuff that Torin has given us. Like the news and stuff that Torin has given us, of course. Over the course of the last, I want to say, 6-7 months, him and Jurgen have given us some stuff as far as like the multiple towers available in a citadel, Sea Alliance marches, ability to send dust, shaman upgrade, upgrade runes, gear upgrade, the closed kingdoms, which might or might not happen. As we know, like of course the next update, Torin, correct me if I'm wrong here, the next update I believe is going to be the Hall of Trophies. I believe you saw that news as well when we got it from Torin.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm currently having some issues with YouTube. I don't know why, but it says that there is going to be buffering on my stream. So if anyone is experiencing that, just let me know if you're watching my stream. With regards to the plans for today's stream, for one, yes, obviously just hanging out and talking about either future potential updates that are going to come, or if Torin wants to give us some sort of challenge, that would really be nice in terms of, just getting something back to the audience. It's been a while since we've done anything together, so it'd be nice to get some sort of challenge. If that's not the case, we can obviously always. My stream is basically a distraction for all the Blood clan because we're currently fighting Blood in CVC, so it's a plan, right? I'll just bring them all over, all of them like me, so they'll all just be here, watch my stream, and they'll just forget to train and farm ghosts, and we'll just win.
Like this is our first, like this is my little clan's first CVC in Asgard League, actually. And
Is
we're winning.
that my fault?
No, actually it's
Oh, okay.
not.
I was like, did I push you guys into that?
No, like we're at 48 T. We're not normally that big.
Mm-hmm.
And we're actually like it's 6-3 right now. The clan that we're facing like blew up to 72 T and still didn't take the training category, but they like obviously powered through the invader and the influence increase category, and I mean like we took their pop, that kind of didn't help. But they haven't ran a siege either, so I mean, and we ran 3 of them, so hello. So yeah, it's gonna be a win for us.
Awesome. Burn says, I'm happy that I don't have a CVC alone against Red anymore. Burn, but those were the fun CVCs, man. Our CVC is very complicated. I'm not gonna get into it, but it's definitely like if you just look at the entire CVC ranking, you can see what's going on. Everyone is going a little bit crazy. In terms of the biggest players in the game, Aliko currently still breaking game records, basically 1.5 quadrillion. Can you even believe that, man?
Okay, so what was the name of that account before in Blood?
Aliko.
Okay.
It's Aliko.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I looked the other day, and Zanzandigi Azadi was the name, and I'm like, wait a minute, who was that before?
Yeah, I had that name too.
Yeah, I noticed.
There's a bunch of us actually with that name. Yeah.
I mean, Skull Collector season,
yeah,
because the picture didn't change, but
Skull Collector, yes. Dude, isn't it crazy that he has 1.5 quadrillion?
Yeah.
Like, at some point, that was like. At some point, I feel like 1 billion was like the biggest.
Torrent's channel said, "This is insane. Face blue white eyes."
Torrent, is it possible to make me 1.6 quadrillion influence, please? Just for 1 minute, just for like 10 seconds.
Like,
I just want to be number one.
Blow up Hound.
Just give me a quadrillion influence. Just
what's your influence
I need more
at
than
right
that.
now?
73 trillion.
Okay.
Torrent's channel said, "Nice try, face blue smiling."
Yeah, it's worth a shot. Dude, I
Try-
just want to be like right in front of. I just want to see if I go to like 1.6. Will he go to like 1.7? Probably will. He's crazy enough. I've spoken to him. He's a good person, but he's like crazy.
Like when the influence reaches, when the influence reaches like higher than 75 to 80% of the kingdoms in the game for one account, like. I mean, that's nuts. I mean, more power to you guys if that's where you like to sit. But that's like ginormous.
To be completely honest, once you get big, it's very difficult to get small. Because your mentality just completely changes. Like, I thought I was not going to get... When I went down to 50 trillion, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to train some T8s today. And that would be my training. Then I did that, and I'm like, the boosts, like, it's such a good time to train, and you won't ever get this amount of exchange back. So I was like, I should train a little bit more. Just little by little, I went from 63 trillion after my T8s to like 73 now.
Well, and it's not like you really have to worry about people hitting you. I mean...
No, it's definitely not about the worry of getting hit. It's more of like, dude, look at the people that I have to compete if I'm trying to get some sort of rewards in the clan. I
yeah.
have to compete against people that got endless troops. So in a way, I also need some amount of endless troops, because at the end of the day, regardless of whether you're 1 trillion or like you're someone my size, there's very limited amounts that you can spend, because there's limited amount of time. So like if you only have a 48-hour Jot or a 24-hour Asgard, that's only as much as you can spend. So in a way, they just have to, it gives you the flexibility, right? I will eventually run out of one troop type, so I have to change, but they probably won't run out of any troop types, and they can just keep doing their thing. Yeah, I mean, in general, I can see some of the very big players just constantly getting really big in the top rankings, and the drops in influence, almost 200 300 trillion per main event like Jot.
Oh, I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, why is your chat like not showing up for me? It's because there was chat lag on my end. Yeah, but like a lot of that comes with like, the kills too. Burn, for instance, 973 T, 28 trillion kills. 9 trillion trained, 6 trillion lost, 28 trillion kills. For the people that are like, oh, these big players are doing this, these big players are doing that, blah 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 blah. Well, think about it. Like that's a lot of work to put in, a lot of time. To put in to get 28 trillion kills. Like Burn, for instance, has been in 240k battles, won 154k of those, lost, or failed 85k of those, and I'm not entirely sure how much, the lost, factors into like if you hit and bounce. Obviously,
it's all of them are when he's. I would assume with Burn, it's most of them happens as he's trying to burn people.
Right, exactly.
Flat,
so like failed attack, like failed offense would factor into that.
Yeah.
So, but it's like, think of how much work went in to get to the 28 trillion kills. So it's like they're not, and I do understand the smaller player mentality too, because like I'm not a smaller player. I'm sitting currently fairly fat at 9 or 8.9 T. But like, I struggled. I've fought and stuff to get up to 2.1 trillion kills, but it's like all the time and stuff of like jumping into an OS, being there for events, like endlessly being there for events, and stuff like that. Giving up your time and other stuff to get there, is not like it's really easy being that big in this game. Like we all know how hard it is to find targets in Yacht, in Asgard, and other stuff to like burn cities. Granted, we don't have like, hello, thank you. Granted, we don't have like, like the powerhouse clans of like, most of us players don't have the powerhouse clans of like Spartak, Ret, and other stuff to like back us, so we're not setting 8 or 9 OSs on a town to burn. But it's like it's still a lot of there's still
Fire
a
TRV
lot.
with a QG fire in my tram face fuchsia tongue out.
Torin rides a tram. He doesn't ride a Ferrari.
The stickers kill me. But it's like it's a lot of work to constantly be on the game, be available to like find those kills, find those targets, to hit with like the coordinated ability. Yes, granted, people are right. It is a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to build that amount of troops with the boost packs and other stuff available. However, like Hound said, once you're already that size, it's really a hop, skip, and a jump away to stay that size.
Yeah.
Like, granted, not all of us have like 3 to 4 to 5 billion shards to throw into T8. But like, once you've amassed that type of army, like if you have 12 billion T8 and you lose like, say, 1 billion of them, it's nothing to train 1 billion T8 back.
The other thing that I want to specify, like with big accounts, a big account, for example, that has 10 billion T8s, once they run out of their T8s, they're pretty much, done.
Oh yeah.
Right? What are they gonna do if everyone in Throne is basically fighting T8s? You can set a T7 OS. It will do something, but it will not get you enough shards to make T8s back, and pretty much it removes you from being able to fight with those other people, right?
Yeah.
That's why like a lot of this depends on your activity and not a lot on your size, because the reason they're big in the first place is because they've run out of the T8s, then they couldn't possibly play with those T7s. So they were like, you know what?
Right.
At this point, it's just like, I can't do much. And those T7s stay. Now, next time there's a training event, they want to get first place in that training event, they have to put on like 50, 60 trillion influence. And it's not a have to, but they can afford to put on that much influence. So they just go up like that. But someone like us, like we probably wait for an easier lobby. Sometimes if our lobby is full with like the bigger players, we don't even bother training that much troops. Like our mentality completely differs from them, and just the access that they have to endless amounts of resources obviously makes massive difference.
Right. What is up, Mark? And hello, Catherine. Hey, Entendre in Hound's chat. Like one of the things is like, I mean, when it came to like playing Fury with you, so like, I mean, obviously if you're like, well, hey, we're sending T8s, guys, like, if I tell you, I mean, in my small clan, like when you jump back, of course, like, I mean, it's gonna be different if I'm like, hey, Hound, I don't have T8s, but I'll throw T7s. Like,
Yeah.
I don't imagine, and Oxy can yell at me later through you or for this if I mess it up, or the Ginger King can smack me down. Like,
We'll probably find you and burn you in chat. I'm just saying.
Wouldn't be the first time if Spartak doesn't beat you to it. Like, but in a big clan, like, there's standards for this. I mean, like, if you're told, hey, we're sending T8, like, it's not acceptable to be like, exactly, it's not acceptable to be like, I have T7s, or I can send T6 to this right now.
Princess and Handler, face red heart shape, face red heart shape, face red heart shape.
Oh, Torrent's being all sweet over there.
Yes. But yeah, you're definitely right. Like, I mean, I even showed you, like, and again, it's not about trying to brag or whatever. I kicked a full clan out of Pop with just 5 T7 onslaughts.
Right.
Versus, because the matter of the fact is they don't have as much Asgard gear, as much, the King's gear, the Asgard skins, they don't have those. So it makes it very easy to, let's say, oh, Bones, we're in a small clan, let's switch to like T7s. We'll kick them out with T7s, even if it takes us like 6 or 7 onslaughts, easily. But when you're fighting Throne, or when you're fighting with other bigger players who are equally, if not, like, I won't say that I'm well equipped. I have most of the skins. I don't have all of them, but they're equally, if not like as well equipped. It makes it so much more difficult to fight them versus someone that doesn't have those advantages, like the streamer advantages, especially, that we have.
Right, exactly. Pakela Viking, hello B. Miami B stopped by on my stream for a moment. Might still be there. I'm trying to like catch up my chat here for a moment.
Como says Hound is well equipped. It's all the streamer advantages. I was just showing them off a little bit.
Like, well, I mean, Torrent takes and Torrent taketh, or Torrent takes away and Torrent giveth. Like, as they saw with Jurgen, like they completely like took all of your Jurgen took all of your achievements and stuff away.
Jurgen removed everything out of my account, and he basically gave my account to Negan to just burn me, and Negan failed. Even with nothing in my account, like, it was crazy. Negan's like, psst. Hound, are you preparing for something? No, not really. I'm preparing.
Torrance channel. Said. Face verbal crying.
I'm changing my gems off of training back to fighting gems, and
wanna
I'm
be
being
fighting
careful
training.
not to. Well, I put training gems on the King's gear.
Don't wanna crush a gem
Exactly.
like
I
Negan.
don't want to pull a Negan right now. I don't want to pull a Negan, so I'm trying to be careful. But I might have crushed something and not realized. So
Oh, that's funny. Yellow said King's Gear problems. Oh, like one of the things is like supposedly the mysterious fourth slot is coming with the gear update. Torin, do you know like what order the gear update will be? Out of curiosity, I know you said Hall of Trophies is next, but like, is the gear update gonna come like with that, or just like in the following year? Since you're here, sir.
if Torrent says it's all in the fog, I'm gonna cry.
It might be onion
Torin?
fog if it makes you cry, dude. You know?
Yeah, this might be. It might be the onion fog. Yep. All right,
Guys-
let's switch to.
You guys
King's
might need to
gear.
screenshot this if Hound has a breakdown.
or screen record. Yes, for sure. Negan said I'm on the toilet, and then Burn says, "Is Negan on the toilet again?" And Negan replied, "It's my throne." I was literally going to say it's the only throne he can be on, so just let him be. Jesus, they ruined my joke.
It's a complicated
That's way-
issue. Fog. He said fog.
Aw.
This is a complicated issue. Face orange biting nails. Torrance channel.
Waiting for your tears. Alright, I'm gonna go grab an onion. I'm gonna go grab an onion. Be right back.
Waiting for your tears.
Torrent, please, no.
Oh.
Please. I'm crying. Did you guys know that? Shut up, Negan.
Has anyone asked Torin when next mini Asgard is yet?
I hope it's not before actual Asgard. Imagine you get a mini Asgard before actual Asgard.
Oh, with like hours in between to train back.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see myself playing mini Asgard before actual Asgard personally.
Oh, yeah, I don't. Well, like, I mean, I don't know. Would like, and I mean, this might be a secret. Would Rhett play a mini Asgard if they had actual Asgard after?
Said. Add extend 3GAN face red ruby ice
I
face fusion.
can definitely see us playing it because everyone is back in the main clan, ready for main Asgard. So it's possible. It is very possible. But
I mean,
for me personally, it's not even a matter of losing the troops. It's the matter of the time. Because if I play mini Asgard, it's probably me being awake for a very long time.
Right.
Sorry. Play the main Asgard, I'll be awake for a very long time. So playing the mini as well, that's another 3 hours on top.
yeah, it would definitely take its toll.
It will
mean-
definitely take a toll.
But
yeah.
like, I mean, when you guys play the throne, like how like this is just, I mean, obviously this is to put it into perspective for people that don't know. Like if you play the throne in Rhett, like you're going for the throne. How often how long are you awake for that?
I don't sleep. If I'm actually available to play, the reason I don't sleep if we're doing throne is one, obviously the personal events, the clan events. I don't want to set an alarm and fall asleep because when you're awake for a very long time, those alarms will definitely not be loud enough. So for me
Right.
personally, I just don't sleep. I'm a zombie. Spend most of the time in the shower if I have to, just to keep myself awake. Take multiple showers a day essentially, and I'm basically a zombie. Like I even, the thing was last Jot when we were playing Throne, I literally had to go to work, and everyone at work was just like looking at me like, are you okay? Have you been through something? I was like, I feel too stupid to say that I've been playing a game for the past 30 something hours. So I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I just couldn't sleep. But yeah. When is the next generation hero crop coming out? This crop is almost 1 year old. Give it up, Torin. Make a splash here for Hound. That'd be nice to know. What are your thoughts on the new skins, just in general, Bones?
New hero skins?
Yeah.
Seasonal or
Well, no,
Asgard?
just I would say all skins, seasonal.
Um,
Hero and town skins.
well, let me see. I mean, we kind of knew Honor, if it hit this seasonal store, was going to be, 75 million. Runics. But just because we've seen that before in Asgard skins. Ferocity, I mean, I got Ferocity just like I'm honestly of the belief that every town skin is needed.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be people that disagree with that, and I mean that's fine. That's your opinion. Um, and like the reason I say every town skin is needed, is because the bonuses stack. Honestly, it doesn't matter if you're a Loki's daughter user or you're a Lunar Lady user. I mean, both are scouts. So, I mean, Guard of Ferocity is your scout defense during an attack, your number of scouts in a troop. If you use scouts, that's probably going to be the way to go. Also, though, I mean, troop offense when attacking towns and offense during an attack against T2. A lot of people don't carry T2, but I mean, like.
Oh, dude, lately the traps with T2s are horrible to go up against.
See, I mean, if you hit T2s.
You make so bad shards.
If you hit
Such
T2s, it's going to help there, and I mean, the troop offense when attacking towns is going to help regardless to what you're using. I mean, scouts, troops, either one, like really. And then, I mean, Unity, like, I've had Unity, I think, since the first time it came out. I believe this is like the second or third time it's around. So I mean, I've got it maxed, but like, all of these stack. Players that are like, well, big players have everything. Well, it's because honestly, like, they stack all of their bonuses. When you start looking at like, I mean, honestly, like the difference between like even Hound's strength and my strength. Like there are some gear differences, there's achievement differences, but the fact that like you have maybe 6 or 7 town skins max that I don't, or at different, or others at different levels that I don't have, I mean, it really shows through in strength. So it's like, when it comes to the town skins, they really make a lot of other things easier too. Like, I mean, as far as our defense and fortresses, not just like and attacking fortresses. I mean, the difference of like this last Fury, the one that we played together. I mean, where I'm now burning like up to like level 9s, level 10s by myself, to where like 2 Furies ago, I was burning like level 5s by myself, and then by the time I got to 6, obviously my T8 bounced once, and then if I'm lucky enough to catch it again before someone else hits it, then I burn it a second, like burn it with the second hit. But it's like just the difference in strength of the town skins add alone, before you even look at the bonuses of the hero images. Now, like, hero images, I mean, I'd kind of like to see in the seasonal store, some like Asgard hero images again. Like, and I know that people are gonna be like, well, they're expensive for runics. They are. I agree. They are expensive for runics. But there are clans that are still not quite up to par playing mini Asgard. There are clans that choose not to play mini Asgard for time, for availability of troops, because either they're not, whatever other clan reasons, they don't decide to play mini Asgard. The lag, the other stuff, later Negan, the other stuff, like, there's reasons people don't play mini Asgard, or Asgard in general. Like, I mean, my clan generally does not play Asgard. We play mini Asgard. So, I mean, I would like to see some more of the Asgard stuff in the seasonal store. I know that being said, it's going to be expensive. Like I don't buy Asgard stuff out of the seasonal store. For
For
that
sure.
reason.
Yeah.
um, just because, like, I mean, the Asgard town skins my clan are working on, or we've earned through medals, and then we've actually earned enough medals for everybody to get the Asgard skin to work on. So, I mean,
I definitely have to agree with you. I see many smaller clans just at this point giving up on Asgard because Asgard doesn't make much sense in terms of medals if you can't hold any of the towers. And I mean, in Asgard, the main points come from the center towers. So I've seen a lot of small clans just switch to um, they've just switched to going towns for shards, or because you actually do get good town shards, or just play Asgard during the Blitz events.
right,
Most of the people that I've seen have basically made that transition because their clan just makes a lot more um, what's it called? A lot more medals during the mini Asgards. At least that's what I've seen in the past. Many clans would make a ton of T8s and try to attempt Asgard, but now that they have this, this option to split up and play mini Asgard and make their medals, I see a lot of less activity in Asgard. It's both good and bad because obviously it's good because for bigger clans you aren't lagging as much, and you get to play around. For smaller clans, it's also good because they're still able to make their medals from mini Asgard.
right.
So it's just like a two-way thing. At least that's what I've noticed. It. I feel like most solo players just they're enjoying mini Asgard. Even though people complain about the lag, I feel like at the end of the day, most players are enjoying mini Asgard in general. Even though I've heard a lot of people complain about the lag.
Well, and like the thing is like, I mean, if I know, well, like, I mean, my clan, for instance, like, if we decide to play mini Asgard, like, we
Mhm.
decide to play. I mean, it's like deciding to play Fury, and then like
Yes.
being like, oh, but the towers didn't show up. Well, but I mean, you still decided to play. You made that decision. Like when my clan decides to play mini Asgard, like we're there. We decide to play.
Yeah.
Like we set the time
Yeah.
aside. We build the troops that we're gonna use specifically for that. And I mean, we go to work. Like lag be had. I mean, it's just one of those things. Like if lag prevents us from getting as many medals or checkpoints or other things as necessary or as we feel like we could have gotten, does it suck? Well, yes, absolutely. But that's still like the choice we made when we decided to play. You know what I mean?
I agree. I mean, last time I was still there with you guys when we decided not to play, right?
Yeah.
I still made 1.9 billion shards just scouting people.
Yeah,
So I mean,
absolutely.
lag or no lag, I still made almost 2 billion shards just from scouts. I think people need to realize that the amount of shards you can make in mini Asgard for people who send 2 marches out of their city just to get through the lag is crazy. Like I didn't even have to spend a lot of T8s. I was just sending T7s and getting massive amounts of shard trade back. Plus, I also read a very good comment here from Siren. She was like, the lag might be bad, but at the same time, if I can play a couple mini Asgards and just get something, eventually, I'm good with that. And I feel like that is something that most players need to realize. If they were just going to play the normal Asgard, the off chance of them getting anything at all would be so much lower than
Yeah.
now that even though they're going through the lag, everyone else is actually going through the lag. It's not like anyone else is doing better. Plus, the fact that the main towers that give points are the level 1 towers, I feel like to some extent that goes back to the discussion that you R4, Negan and I had a while ago when we were talking about Asgard being added to the game. I feel like one of the points that we brought up at that time was it wouldn't be bad to see the level 1 towers give more points,
Exactly. Yeah, we
causing
did.
some sort of contention around the level 1 towers.
We did.
So there won't be so much of an emphasis on going to the middle. try to hold it onto the level ones. Now with mini Asgard, the one thing you can realize is any big clan that basically tries to hold the level 1 towers after the onslaught capacity, they're basically screwed because they can't. It's impossible. Everyone will just spam them with. We were hitting people with T7 onslaughts, killing 100 million T8s if they had sent a full T8 onslaught in. So
Right.
at some points we were even like completely killing them if we had the complete counter. Like if we had full killer onslaught going against full siege T8s, we were killing with T7 only. So
Well, like,
for me, mini Asgard is just a matter of time. If you have the time to play it, you can make the medals, and it's a very good event because it's only 3 hours long. And if you play it really well, if you play it smart, you can afford any town skin that you want, or hero skin, or Asgard gear. It just depends.
right, right. Well, and like, I mean, like Yellow said, when Bones decides to home gang, he decides he home gangs. we faced their alliance clan in home gang. But I mean, like, the thing is like, that's it. Like, you have to be dedicated to the event. Like, if like, don't go in half-assed. Like, just don't. If you guys are
I
like,
agree.
hey, we're gonna mini Asgard, like, get it. Deal with the lag. Deal with like the blue rings. Deal with not seeing towers. Deal with not seeing people if you're trying to OS people. Like, just deal with it. Like, if you can't see one tower, find a tower you can see and set an OS. Like, just keep
100%,
it.
man.
Like, just keep it going forward. Like, the more discouraged, upset, agitated, like, I'm done with this you get, the more you're really defeating yourself. I mean, like when exactly, enjoy the addiction. Like, when my clan is like, we were what, like 15, 16 T? Like, when I told you we were
Yeah.
getting medals in mini? Like,
Yeah.
if my clan at 15 or 16 T, and I'm not saying like every 15 or 16 T clan is this way by any means, because there's 4 maxed main accounts in my clan when we did this. Like, if my clan at like 16 T can get on average 42 to 50 million medals in a mini Asgard, and within 2 mini Asgards we're buying like town skins for everybody in my clan, or everybody's getting a hero image after 1 mini Asgard, then
Yeah.
I mean, and there's players in like 50, 60, 70 T clans that are like, well, we can't play mini Asgard because of the lag. Well,
Yeah.
how can a 15 T clan that faces the same lag and issues as you somehow deal with it to earn more medals than a 50 or 60 trillion influence clan?
I
like,
think people just
because
make
the
excuses
standard-
because, yeah,
The
definitely
standard
agree
is-
with what you're saying.
The standard is bigger clans get everything according to some people.
Yeah.
So it's like, if bigger clans have the same lag as smaller clans, then you see both sides of this. There's small clans going, we can't play mini Asgard because we're too weak. We can't play mini Asgard because there's too much lag. But there's also bigger clans saying the same thing, when there's clans on both ends also that are dealing with the lag because they're dedicated to the event.
Yes. Yeah. So definitely some really good points being made in the chat right now. One of them being that if the bigger clans or any clan is not able to hold multiple towers and attack level 1 towers, it would cause a increase in strategy. I definitely agree with that. I mean, I'm all for changing the game. I don't want one strategy to be, just completely taking over and just be a solid strategy every time it's the same thing. I don't personally like that. I will 100%, even though it might not benefit me personally, I will agree to anything for a change in the game, because I appreciate the changes, and I think sometimes there are good changes, and sometimes even ideas, if they might be bad ideas at the very start, they might end up being good ideas, and it might be something that the community will enjoy. Now,
Right.
the one thing that I might want to add onto that is I would like to see a test server, or like a test event, right? I don't want any change to suddenly happen. Like the Onslaught change, I feel like that was a little bit sudden in a sense. Whereas if there was a test event or something very short, like we've always done for the increased onslaughts, blah, 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 things like that, right? I want to see a test event versus them being added to the game and then people complaining or people not being happy about it, that would make things a little bit more easier for us as content creators to talk about it, being like, yo, this is going to be added as a test event. If you want to try it, try it. If you don't want to, that's completely fine. But if you do try it, like, it helps come to a agreement or come to a decision, versus if you don't try it, then it makes it more difficult because other people will have the opportunity to decide for you. Essentially, that's the one thing that I want to see, is a test environment. Other than that, I'm happy to try anything, especially the idea of not being able to onslaught level 1 towers. I want to see how a change like that would make things different for everyone else in the game. Now, another comment before I pass on the torch is Siren says, sitting on an upper pad untouched and not losing troops while ranking in shards by spamming down level 1 towers without losing troops. Who cares if more players split coins? Mini was almost free for them, or essentially she said medals are almost free for them. But then again, the one thing that you have to realize, it's very easy to say that you're sitting in the bigger pad untouched, because from my personal experience, it's not the case. As soon as you let loose a little bit, as soon as we've seen bigger clans completely have to reclimb the ladder, completely kicked from older towers if they're not paying attention. So anyone that says that you're just sitting in the bigger towers, no one's touching you, that's not actually the case from first-hand experience. If you're not paying attention, it's very easy to get wiped out, and there's constant battle between the bigger clans on those higher level towers. So from first-hand experience, I can definitely confirm that. So it's unfair to say that players in bigger clans, first of all, I'm not completely disagreeing. I'm saying it's unfair to say you completely sit there and just making those medals. That is 100% not true, because I've had to spend billions of T8s just because we were in fights for the higher level towers during a main Asgard. So I would have to personally, on my behalf, disagree with that. But yes, to some extent that is a valid point, but it's not entirely true.
Yeah, see, like, I mean, I can see also the point of, like, most of the time no one touches anyone because everyone knows if you get kicked, you likely will not be getting back on. Like, I mean, like you said,
yeah.
it's a struggle and a half to climb that ladder as it is. Like, I mean, there's a whole lot that goes into getting to, I mean, holding a level 1 and then having enough player strength and troops to go from a level 1 to a level 2 and sit there and hold it and then go into a level 3. And I mean,
yeah.
So like, do I understand some of it? Like, some of the argument of, like, well, it's easy for them, yes. But at the same time, like, they do have the understanding and know that if they get booted out of a level 3, like, they are probably not going to get back all the way up to a level 3 again. I mean,
yeah.
especially in a mini Asgard time. Like, I mean, Asgard is different because Asgard, obviously, you have the 24-hour allowance. Like, I mean, you have a lot more of the time to sit there and go back and forth and back and forth. But in a mini Asgard, like, if you fought your way up to a 3 and you get booted out, you're not necessarily going to have, like, another 2 hours to fight your way back up to a level 3.
Oh, I 100% agree. In terms of mini Asgard, it's impossible. Any size you are, I think most clans understand that if you go to the very center, it's stupid, right? If you go to the very center and you try to fight with each other, you just end up kicking each other off and, cause some sort of vendetta and, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but I haven't personally done it to the point where I've gone to the middle and thought, it's a good idea to start kicking people off of towers. Because once you're on the tower, we all know the tower just starts ticking points for you. So I guess it makes sense that people just don't want to hit each other on those towers during mini Asgard. But if given the chance and I'm on those towers, I will 100% kick everyone else off. I don't care. Like, for me, it doesn't matter because it doesn't make a difference to me. But I can see how other clans would say, like, if I kick someone else off of this tower, they will probably come back for next time and try to get revenge or whatever the reason is. So it just depends, right? For me, I'm the emissary of chaos. So, if given the chance, I will burn, kick, whatever, do whatever that causes madness.
Well, and I mean, I feel like there's, I mean, and I've said it before. I've said it before on my streams. Like, there's a lot of, and I'm not saying all the people that say things about top clans, of course. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like the misnomer of like, well, top clans get things handed to them. Well, like, here's, like, for instance, like, we looked at the ranking earlier. Ret's 8.4 quadrillion right now. Blood is 7.8 quadrillion. Spartak is 2.5 quadrillion. Like, so at that size, honestly, at like say 8.4 quadrillion, is it Ret being everything given to them? Or are they literally just the size and the strength capability to just take what they want? Like, really think about that. I mean, like, if Hound comes into my kingdom at 120 T, and he's like, I'm taking pop. I'm gonna sit over here in my own SH, just me, and I'm gonna take pop.
Yeah.
Like, now, unless I swell up to like 150 T, and somehow miraculously overnight get the same gear and town skins as you, like, really? Like, is that you using your advantage? Is that you using your size? Is that you being like, is that you getting pop handed to you? No.
Yeah.
It's you using the strength and the power capability that you have to take it. I mean, and it's the same with like, you know, you guys going into the level 4 or 5 towers. Like, obviously, I mean, if Blood gets into the level 5 tower, it's gonna be the same thing. And I mean, so, like, here's the other question. Is it really worth, and like, now this is like me playing devil's advocate. Like, so, is it really worth, like, starting a whole tower war in the 4 and 5 section just to have you guys get knocked out, or them get knocked out, and have to start climbing all the way through again? Like, so...
Honestly, I understand the point. One thing I want to say, it definitely is worth it. If anyone wants to fight, they will get a fight, and we've seen it happen. We've seen it happen, but that's just me, right? In terms of actually talking, no, it's not worth it, because what's the point of clashing when you can easily just sit on those towers and not have to bother? It still happens. I'm not saying that it doesn't. It still happens a lot, and it's frustrating, because imagine, like, you've been awake like 16 hours and now people are just like, you know, now everyone is like, oh, they probably spent all their T8s, let's go and mess with them, right?
Right.
But it's definitely worth fighting. I have nothing against, I will fight against any clan any chance I get. But at the end of the day, I also have to take into account the amount of resources I have, the amount of troops I have, and mainly the amount of T8s I have. Everyone runs out of T8s. So if Asgard, it makes no sense to spend T8s in Asgard fighting other people unless you really want to prove a point.
Well,
and that's the moral of the story.
Here's the other thing, like Sheshmu said in your chat, give the others a chance to get the lower level towers. So, like, I mean, honestly, as much as people complain about, okay, top clans have it all. Well, if Ret, Blood, Spartak, Deep Darkness, they're all in level 4s fighting over the level 5. They're all hitting each other down, out, whatever, back and forth. And there's all these smaller clans trying to get the lower level towers. Where do you think these big clans are going to go through in order to get back up the ladder? They're going to cut all the smaller players, all the smaller clans that are like, we need these for medals. They're going to cut all the smaller clans out of the lower level towers to get back in the top. So it's
now, I just 1 second. I'm so sorry for cutting you. But here's something that I want to reply to the chat. People are like, yo, what happens like if the big players, have you seen any of the bigger clans on on. I'm not saying all of them, but have you seen them on like towers in mini Asgard? Most of them step away from the towers, right? Um, if the bigger clans want to, they can all go on the same towers. Like let's say level 4 or 5, they can just go take those towers. No one's gonna hit them, or they can try to hit them and then just get kicked off, right?
Right.
If the bigger clans want to cause chaos in mini Asgard, it's very simple, right? But the bigger clans don't want that because the bigger clans also realize that it's a 3-hour event. Who wants to sit there in a voice call and yell, "Oh my God, do this! Oh, everyone do that!" No one wants. It's a 3-hour event. Everyone wants to chill out. So, if bigger clans really wanted to cause chaos, it's very easy for them to be greedy and say, "No one gets to have medals this mini Asgard." So I don't understand the people that are saying that the bigger clans. Blood sits on 18 towers every mini Asgard. How do they sit on? Okay, I understand what you're saying, Como, but I'm saying that. Okay, I don't know how to combat that. It's not something that I can do, right?
Right. Now, see, I do have to agree with these guys. Like, I do believe that there should be some sort of system, like that. Once you're in 3 towers, you can't hit another tower.
But the thing is, Bones, that the issue that people are describing is that blood or the only reason I say blood right now is because that was the name that was brought up. But the issue that people are bringing is that people are splitting into clans and those clans are sitting on towers.
Right.
I don't know. I think Hound doesn't get the perspective from the 99%. Okay. I might just be wrong. For me, every time that I've gone to mini Asgard, I've never gone onto the towers except the one time that I did go onto a tower, and I've just been hitting the level 1 towers. So maybe my perspective is wrong. I just don't look at the level 2 towers because those don't give me enough points. That's just my perspective on it. It's not about big clans. There are players like the rest of us. It's the game mechanics that allow such an imbalance between kingdoms. I think one thing that they need to change is every kingdom can have, let's say, 1 or 2 clans. Hound has been corrupted by Red. Shut up, Tom. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea that 1 or 2 clans from each kingdom can only be holding towers. Let's say six towers per kingdom or something like that, right? He doesn't understand us little guys. One second.
Was that
How
Tom
big is
that
Tom?
said that?
That is Tom.
He's bigger than
literally
you.
like number. He's 491 trillion influence right now. This is how many times my influence? That's almost 10 times my influence. Plus, he has the town skin that I don't have, which looks really nice.
Like, no, I mean, now the thing is like, so I mean, I do have to agree with like the other side too. Like, it would be nice to see like a potential other league. Like, I mean, it can't, honestly, here's the thing. So, like, and I mean, Burn will probably speak up on this. Like, I've been told I give a nice return on scout shards when I'm hit.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I've been told that multiple times by multiple top clan people, which means I need to change my scouts. Now, the other side of that is like, how many shards I get defending my town against a hit from like Burn, Hound, like Oxy, Alair.
Yeah.
It's not much. So like when people are like, well, I mean, top clans hit down lower level towers. Well, I mean, they're gonna need shards if they're not getting hit in higher level towers. I'm not defending the strategy by any means before people get mad. I'm not defending the strategy. But I understand they're gonna need shards for this. I mean, why? Because it costs them probably 1 or 2 billion T8 to get up to a level 4 tower anyway. So they're gonna need shards to replace those T8. And then, anyways, the other side of that is also like the bigger clans end up fighting the bigger clans. There's really no strategy in a bigger clan like booting like Rhett, for instance. There's no strategy in Rhett booting off a 20T clan. There's not, because the power
unless we want T8 kills.
Exactly, but the power discrepancy is so large there.
Yeah.
Like, you hit, you're done, and you're through. So
yeah,
like, aside from like the small shard farming, which I can see people being upset for. Like I completely understand that. Like because again, the losses that they get are not near the losses that the smaller clans get that train specifically for that event. But
Yeah.
the other side of this is that, like, aside from just getting shards or just closing like their personal T8 event or something like that, there's really no strategy for like an 8 quadrillion clan to hit a 20 quadrillion clan out of a tower. None.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I'm not by any means knocking the 20T clans in this, and I'm not pointing
Yeah,
fingers at the 8 quadrillion clan. I'm just pointing out there's such a discrepancy in power level there that like if Rhett wants to cut a hole, make a path through towers, they're gonna make a path through towers, and I am almost willing to bet that you guys would choose the path of least resistance. Like, you're not gonna try to go up through, like, for instance, SPQRF, Deep Darkness, Blood. You're gonna try to go up through, like, you know what I mean? You're gonna try to go up through other clans that you know are smaller, to where you have a less troop loss in order to get to your end goal of tower. Like,
Fair
that's
enough.
strategy. It's
basically,
not picking on the smaller clan.
The thing that you have to remember though is it happens the other way around, right? We go to the very middle at the very beginning of Asgard. Now, what we decide to do after that, or which tower ones we decide to go hit, those will change, right? We can change towers, we can do whatever. The thing is, I'm not saying that people are wrong about big clans having a advantage, or big clans being able to do Asgard so easily and other clans will struggle. It's just the way the game is designed, sadly, right? Now, the one thing that I want to clarify is I've personally been in smaller clans, right? I've been in smaller clans that have been able to fight bigger clans off. Now, the obvious point that other people will bring up next is, wow, the smaller player has to spend a ton of money. The bigger clan has like 65 people. How else, if the smaller players are able to be strong enough as the bigger players, how else are we going to figure out the situation, right?
Right.
At the end of the day, it's a game of numbers. Everything is a game of numbers in this game. So people are saying medals shouldn't be easily achievable for the bigger clans, or there should be other alternatives where the smaller clans can get medals too. Well, Mini Asgard's there. Now, everyone is saying that Mini Asgard is also unfair because everyone and their mothers is going to make mini alt clans go onto towers that are not level 1 and just sit there. I understand that, but within reading all of these comments, sadly, I don't see any solution to how that would change. Most people will say different leagues. How is that going to change anything for everyone? If everyone is in different leagues, the only difference is the smaller clans that are now complaining because the bigger, quote-unquote, bigger clans hitting them will essentially be the bigger clan then, right? Let's say 100 trillion influence clan of 20 small players, I don't know how many players, 25 trillion influence players. That would be the biggest controlling clan at whatever league that is, right? Versus
Right.
100 trillion clan of one player. So essentially, regardless of how this game gets divided into various leagues, you will have that one clan that will find the loophole, right? To be within a specific limit. And I know most players understand this, right? Most players understand this. Even
Right.
if you divide the servers, I can drop my influence down to 5 trillion influence with all my Asgard gear, blah, 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 all the stuff that people are complaining about right now, right? I can drop my influence to that small of an influence and still get into those smaller leagues.
Right.
And the reason people are unhappy about it is because they want to be the bigger clan in those smaller leagues, because that means they get those easier, quote unquote, easier shards. Am I wrong about this? I feel like I'm not wrong about this. The only reason people are unhappy right now is because they can't essentially match the power of a very big clan that's able to afford or spend or all of that. Again, I could be wrong, but within these comments that I'm reading, I don't see a solution.
Well, it's almost
sadly.
like Blade Cut said, unless they get matched against my clan and home gang, what an injustice. Absurd. I mean, so like here's the thing. I mean, how many times has Fury, okay, Fury for instance, like this last Fury, and I mean, you obviously like don't need to tell me kingdom numbers, but like it was Rhett, two other big kingdoms and one small kingdom, right? Or was it two other smaller kingdoms?
Honest to God, I don't even remember. I don't even remember.
I think it was Negan that said it was
I think they were all 300, 400 trillion influence kingdoms. If you want to say they're small, then yeah.
Like, well, I mean, compared to Red, you can't look at a 300 team compared to Red's kingdom. So like,
the thing is, you have 3 players in Red that are bigger than 70-80% of the kingdom, of every other kingdom.
Exactly. If they start splitting it by leagues, and this is just at a pure estimate here. So if they start splitting it by leagues, like say Asgard for instance, mini Asgard splits by leagues. So right now you'd have Ret, Blood, Spartak, Dirty Dance, House of Skulls, Disaster, Banana Split, Valhalla Rising, Spartak 2, Giants Reloaded, and say the top league stops at 300T. So you then have Written in Blood would be the last 300T clan in that top league.
Yeah.
So you'd have the top 20.
Everyone will drop their influence below 300T.
So say you'd have the top 20 clans in like, even if they did like a Rochambeau bracket. So like not even announce what the leagues are gonna be. Just bam. Top 20 clans are now in this league for mini Asgard. Now, and I'm not saying they would. I'm not by any means. Let me preface this because I know WT would yell at me. I'm not saying Written would complain about that or cry. But at the same time, like if you're the 300T clan going against the other top, if you're the lowest influence out of that going against the other tops all the way up to like the 8.4 quadrillion Ret clan, like the 300T clan could very easily play the quote-unquote victim there and be like, this is an unfair matchup. Like, that's, I mean, honestly, like, they could. And there's nothing to stop, say Night King, for instance, since we know Tom, and Burn. Yeah. So since Burn and Night King are both in Blood, and I know they won't get angry at me for talking crap about them. So like if Burn and Night King decide right there, okay, so the cutoff is 300T. Both of those players, just like you, both of those players can cut down their influence, can drop influence like quick.
You know what's Bones? You know what's sad? The fact that I can come up with ideas on how to mess this thing up, right? The cutoff is 300 trillion influence. How many Jarls do we have above 300?
How many Jarls do we have above 300T?
Go look at it. It's exactly 20 people.
Oh, it is? Yep.
Okay, all 20 of them make solo clans.
Yep.
That's it. No one else gets to play. And then they just sit around and look at each other, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, how many level 1 towers are there?
It's just crazy. A lot more than 20 people can take, probably.
But it's like, I mean, then there's the thing too. Like, so if my clan's 300T,
if your clan can only take 3 towers, and there's 20 clans in general, and half of them are solo players.
Exactly.
This idea sucks, bro.
Exactly. Like, so I mean, splitting into leagues is one thing, but like, I mean, now, like, what if they split into leagues or they split into time zones? Like, mini Asgard is 2 hours. Like, what if they did 12 mini Asgards in a day? Burn says, "Watch what
Oh.
I say." He might eat my spies.
100%. If they want to split up mini Asgard, and give us the choice to play by time, I will 100% be more than happy to. To be completely honest, first of all, I'm not defending or not trying to argue with anyone. I'm just being realistic.
Right.
From reading people's comments, I understand that people are unhappy about the way Asgard functions in general. And that wasn't the topic of today's stream, but I'm more than happy to indulge into it. The one thing that I want to assess is basically, do you have an idea that would essentially make Asgard more manageable? Now, one of the ideas that's constantly being brought up is that you shouldn't be able to hit those level 1 towers if you have 3 towers, essentially, which means that any big clan that holds 3 towers, if they're farming metals, that's it, they can't farm shards, right? So that means that those level 1 towers are now opened up to more clans getting those the shards, or sorry, those metals that they want, right? Is that what you're getting away from this as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what is to stop, for example, let's say me as a solo player who wants to hit those, or sorry, let's not even say a solo player. What is to stop a big clan from only taking 2 towers now, right? They've already reduced it from 4 towers down to 3. What is to stop a big clan from taking 2 towers now just to hit those, the level 1 tower? They can very much do that. The only difference would be, for example, if a big clan is taking, for example, let's say a 4 and a 3 or a 5 and a 4, they will not be able to hit from the 4 directly onto the level 1 tower. Or the other change that they could implement is your alt clan can't, the amount of towers that you can hold cumulatively with your alt clan is just 2. Whether it's your alt clan taking it or you, that would be up to your clan. Like that's the only way that I can see it, because otherwise there's way too little towers to go around.
Right. Like Burn said in my chat, the influence has nothing to do with player power. I can invest some USD and I am the biggest. See, the top 5 influences, some of them are new quote unquote payers, some of them are old quote unquote troop huggers, and some of them jump between rank 1 and rank 20 they play. They give shards to other players and help them reach checkpoints, etc. Like, I mean, and he's got a point. Like, the influence really has nothing to do with that. But like, I mean, I could see if they split it to like, okay, so everybody with King of the North level 2 achievement, you're now in a league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, split it. Like, influence capping means nothing. Like, we see influence capping in Home Gang, we see influence capping in Home Gang and CVC and mini Asgard leagues and other, like, there's gotta be another way to split this that's not influence cap. Like, influence of kingdoms doesn't mean anything either, because you'll get that like 150T fat lazy troop hugger that sits in a kingdom and is just like, well, I'm gonna destroy this kingdom with my weight, and guess what? Then everybody in that kingdom is now fighting that person's weight in mini Asgard, just like they are in every other kingdom event. Like, influence can always be manipulated.
I also got a comment from Vulu. Vulu said, when Asgard first came out, Hound saw that the open format was the way they designed it, and he was disappointed. He does sound a bit different now. Vulu, the reason I was disappointed at that time was because in my mind, the way I had imagined Asgard was it would be 8 clans fighting against each other. Obviously, all clans would be matched by size, right? It would be fighting against each other, and the winner at the very end, the person that's holding multiple towers at the very end, because the way I saw it was like, imagine multiple clans attacking from different corners, everyone's going to fight each other.
Right.
The way I saw this was the winner, the person that's holding multiple clans, because keep in mind, if you're taking a tower and leaving it empty, someone else can attack from another direction. Essentially, that was the idea that was in my mind, right? The person that's holding or got the most points from getting those from the 8 clans that were selected would be the person that wins. for example, let's say that the total reward was like 100 million medals, they will get 100 million medals. Second place would get 70, so on and so forth. Probably eighth place would get 10 million medals. That's what I thought. Open format was not the case. It was just a group thing. They would group us up, essentially, and then after an hour of fighting, or however long, 30 minutes, if that was what they wanted to do, basically intense fighting, you would get to the rewards. That's the thing that I wanted.
Right.
When I saw that, and when I imagined that, and I saw what actual Asgard was, I was like, actual Asgard is basically Throne on steroids. You have to fight. You're basically taking Throne to hit another Throne, to hit another Throne, and so on and so forth, right?
Exactly.
Plus, it's open format. Every kingdom gets to play. There's a ton of things that goes into it. People are saying because I was in a smaller clan back then, this was something that was influencing my thoughts. Actually, I wasn't in a small clan back then. If you are actually following me, you know that at that time I was in Blood. When Asgard first got added, I was in Blood.
Yeah, you were.
So people are saying that I was in a smaller clan, so that's why my reaction was different. That's actually untrue. I was in Blood at the time, so
well, like,
you know.
So Mark said, like, how about fixing the rewards as they should be? The lower levels receive least, and the top levels receive the most. Well, like, so Mark, the reason that like level 1 towers give more medals, or well, I should say, give more rewards, aka more medals, because you hold a level 1, you get more points. Is because honestly, level 1s are the hardest ones to hold. Like, if you look at the way that the Asgard map is crafted, so like your level 1s are the outer ring. As you go in, there's less towers. There's less ways to hit a level 2. So like by the time you get to a level 2 off of a level 1, you can only be hit down from a level 3 or up from like maybe 1 or 2 level 1s. By the time you get to a 3, you can only be hit down from 1 level 4, and maybe, I mean, of course you can be hit up by 1 level 2 at least, but maybe a second level 2. By the time you get to a 4, you're only going to be hit down from a 5 and up from a 3. Like, that's it. Like fours are like literally right next to the 5, and there's only 1 3 on the level, on every level 4. There's only 1 3 that bridges onto a level 4. So, like, them giving the lower level towers, which are the hardest for 90, and I do say 90% of the game, because I mean the top 10%, like, and I'm not saying it's not hard for like Blood or Ret or Spartak to hold a level 1, because I mean they're getting constantly hit. Like, there's still constant refreshing time, and we all know from refreshing times and stuff, all it takes is that 1 second of lag, that 1 minute of a player getting booted, the 1 minute of the player like not being able to like get in that should be able to get in, and boom, they're out. Like, we all know, like, it's fundamental. It's fundamental at 10T size. It's fundamental at 8 quadrillion size. That mechanic does not change. So, like, if they split it to where, like, the 5 gives more points than the 1, well, then 90% of the game that can never reach the 5, like, what are they doing? They literally at that point become a shard farm, because they're not going to get medals. They're not going to get rewards. By having the 1s pointed the way they do, then it's simply, by having the 1s pointed the way they do, it simply spreads the medals out essentially for everybody to be able to earn. Now, like, as far as like, I remember you, me, R4 and Negan, we discussed it when Asgard came out. And there were varying levels of I should say disappointment with like everybody being on the map. Yes. With some of the other things. In general, like, if you want to say like, well, you 4 streamers never agree on anything, actually we agreed the event in itself is an awesome idea. Like, it's in premise, it's fantastic. Do the mechanics need to be tweaked and do some other stuff? Well, then yes, absolutely. But like, that's because, so if you look on the development side of things like this, Polarium developed this great system of medals in the game. We have a fully in-game currency that cannot be purchased.
For now.
For now, yeah. Like nobody can say, well, Rhett gets more medals than my clan because they buy them in the store because they buy everything.
Actually, I got a really good idea now that I'm thinking about how Asgard can be improved, and I want to share it. So, instead of going by clan or by kingdom influence and saying, "Oh, well, look, your top, the 20 clans, 300 trillion influence, blah blah blah," I think Plarium should have a system that assigns, let's say, 100 different clans to a league for Asgard. Mm-hmm. Now, the 100 clans could vary from 0 influence or whatever the lowest influence is, all the way up to whatever the highest influence is. It has to be a fair system that divides everyone equally, right? If it's a fair randomized system, or let's say 200 clans, or however many clans, right?
Right.
Per Asgard league, that would make it fair. You know why that would make it fair? Because if the biggest clan in there, for example, is Rhett, and the second biggest clan is, I don't know, 100 trillion influence, Red can't kill all of those players.
Right.
They can only do one extra tower, or however many extra towers, right? If that's exactly what people want. If that's what people want, then that's how it, in my opinion, how it should work. Where it's a randomized group of, let's say, 200 clans per league, and that would be it. For one, it would decrease all the, because the reason the level 1 towers right now are not being, captured by any clan is because also the other players who want to take the level 1 towers are hitting them. It's not just the bigger clans. A bigger clan player can only hit you with T7s, possibly T8s on your level 1 towers solo, because no one will do an organized attack on the level 1 towers. Right. At least from what I've seen. I don't understand. Like, the thing is, at this point, it would be very difficult. They should just cap the clan maximum influence. No clan can be over 1 quadrillion influence. If they do that, that would also work. But I can see how bigger clans will just drop their influence.
But I can also see like what Siren said. Like, say make a level 3 tower the highest points, and a cooldown being able to hit towers down. I can see a cooldown period, like, absolutely. Like, so if you want to climb that ladder and then you want to hit your way back down that ladder, absolutely, yes, I can see a cooldown. Like, so you can't necessarily, like, if you get to a level 2 and you give up the level 1 that was behind you, like, and I'm not saying give it up, but you know what I mean. Like, if you step up that ring and you don't hold the level behind you, I can see there being a cooldown period. Like, now granted, that cooldown period would allow a clan to be a lot more organized when they end up hitting down again. Like, instead of just calling one OS and being like, hey, we're gonna march on this, you know what I mean? Like, but also, like, I can see what Andy's saying in my chat too. They can do a selection like Home Gang. At least then you can jump to a similar clan or league and could be more equal according to your clan level. I mean, like very true. Like, I mean, you told me this last week. Hey, dude, so I'm coming back to your clan, but I got to go back for Asgard and Yacht. Like, and then I'll be back. Like, I can understand also if they did that like Home Gang. Like, there's clans that split for Home Gang. And I mean, I know a lot of people don't agree with that tactic, but I mean, it is quite simple. It's a strategy. It's a tactic. Like, so, I mean, if they did a selection like Home Gang kind of thing, and then maybe a cooldown on hitting down on towers, that might stop some of it. But I mean, there's still always going to be, like, as long as things are matched by influence. And I mean, Pez did a video and community feedback about the influence rankings and matchings. As long as there's like a ranking by influence, that can be changed. It can be doped. It can be messed with. It can be, you know what I mean? Like, and so like, if there's different brackets based on like, if there then becomes different brackets based on like, other things, then then like there's the possibility that you won't necessarily see all these bigger clans or bigger players in the smaller lower leagues. But like as it sits now, like there's got to be some kind of like there's got to be some type of like medium mix there that will work.
I 100% any idea that is there, that is functional, I will 100% stand by it. The only thing that I'm saying is, even let's say they decide to lower or cap any clan's maximum to 1 quadrillion. Okay, can a 20 trillion clan of 4 players still defeat a 1 quadrillion clan of, let's say, if everyone is 100 trillion 10 players? No. That's simply it. So I can still see, like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't. If they want to make that a thing, let them make that a thing, right?
Right.
So that becomes a thing. But I can still see how the bigger clan, even at 1 quadrillion, would hit an average clan out without any doubt, without any difficulty. So there should be no hitting towers lower than the tower you're holding. That's the thing that I said first, is like, it should be like a snake thing. You basically have to go in a pattern, and every time you get hit from the top, you just get reset. That's the thing that I said when I first came up with the idea. Like when we only got tips about what Asgard was going to be like, that's the idea that I came up with. But it's different because it makes more sense in terms of hitting towers or hitting other people. Who the person that's making benefit in here, they're making their benefit in here. So it makes more sense for them to see us all fight against each other.
Right. Well, like Jay brings up a good point in my chat. He's like, just to stop the manipulation of influence a clan has, like take a weekly clan influence on like Thursday instead of hourly. Like, or even like, Wednesday, and then you'd stop like 99% of the influence dropping for matchups. Like, I mean, yeah, I can see that. But like at the same time, I don't necessarily want to be the influence for CVC that my clan would swell up to be like for Fury. Like
Yeah.
that wouldn't wouldn't solve anything. I mean,
Yeah.
Like, so if you look at the way that like the breakdown would be for that, if like you took clan maximum influence, like for instance, let me see what my clan's max influence is.
Aliko's still training, by the way. He's 570. Right now.
Statistics. So maximum influence, for instance, like maximum influence of my clan is 112 T. It's because Hound was here recently. So you're saying if we matched on maximum influence, that would mean my clan would match with 112 trillion for like the next week. But how would that work? Like, I mean, players move around, and a clan fighting that influence with players moving around wouldn't necessarily work. Like, like, I don't necessarily understand, like, where people get the thing of, like, well, if they looked at influence, like, a week in advance, or 2 weeks in advance, or took your max clan influence, or something like that. Well, like, I mean, it really wouldn't work out, because then, like, what happens if you have a player that gets sick? Like, say you have a 30T player in your clan, and that player gets sick, and they're like, hey, I'm not going to make mini Asgard. Well, what? They can't step out of your clan to lower your influence for a lower league. Now you're sitting there with 30T influence in your clan. For what? Like, for what? And then people are going to be like, well, the bracketing's not fair because we don't have, we're missing 1 player, or we're missing 2 players, or we're missing 4 players. Like, so, like, there's got to be another way to split it necessarily. And I don't by any means have the answers in this. But there's got to be another way to split it necessarily to where it's easier to where it's easier to change the influence of things, or to work on the influence of things, and it not, I should say, and it not split into like a horrible like ranked system where people are like, oh well we can just drop to get easier. You know what I mean? But unfortunately,
To
I
be
haven't.
completely honest, it's a little bit difficult, right?
Mhm.
Just the way it is. It's hard to implement. It's hard to describe everything. Anyway, I don't want this stream to spiral down into this. For one, where's Torin? Is Torin still listening to us?
I don't
Like,
know.
I don't know if
Did Torin like
Torin
fall
was here
off?
for like 5 minutes. I think we kind of scared him away.
We got into
Um,
the hard topics like we're used to known to do.
Oh yeah, but honestly, it's very good discussions. There is absolutely no issues with these discussions. I think they
Towards
are.
chat.
I'm in touch. Actually, I'm listening to your
I'm in
construct.
touch, smiling face with smiling eyes. Actually, I'm listening to your constructive discussion.
I honestly feel like we've discussed things that actually matter. But and to be completely fair, when I put myself in Vikings development perspective, I can understand how there are various issues with things that we think need to be changed. But when they have to think of a way that the changes don't cause any sort of imbalance, or just break the game, it makes things more difficult for them. And I'm not defending anyone. I would say I'm one of the biggest critics of the game because, as I said, I'm just like a perfectionist. I want to see everything perfectly functional. But at some point, some of our requests become a little bit out of bounds. And I'm not saying they're wrong. Don't mistake that, please. If I was in a smaller clan, would have loved
Towards
to
channel.
see Asgard.
Said,
Um,
I've made notes for myself.
I would have loved to see
Thank you.
Asgard being accessible to everyone. So 100%, I don't disagree with anyone. It's just that I'm trying to be reasonable within whatever resources we have available to us. So I hope that there are changes that are being made eventually that make the game simpler and more accessible to everyone. But at the same time, like these are the cards we're dealt with. When Mini Asgard came out, when Main Asgard came out, my expectations were completely different. Now I'm seeing things through, and I'm like, you know what? It's not completely terrible. My position hasn't changed, and one of the things that Bern was saying was like, you probably joined at a bad time during Blood. That's not even part of the discussion, bro. I was still in a big clan, so people. The reason I only even mentioned it was because people were saying I was in a smaller clan, so things were difficult for me, so my vision was different at the time. But no, I was actually in Blood, so that's the only reason I mentioned it. Anyway,
So
is there anything fun that we can do for the stream, Torin?
Yeah,
Anything fun that we
like
can do for the viewers?
Does Torin have any fun viewer activities or ideas?
If it was possible, I would go arm wrestle Bones for a challenge, but sadly that's not possible. Negan, I would definitely do a push-up challenge with. I don't know, maybe R4. Let's see which one of us can grow their beard faster.
I'm pretty sure I could take you in a sit-up challenge.
You were in Soul Snatchers first couple of Asgards also, weren't you? You saw how hard it was. Once Asgard came out, I was in Blood for I think 1 or 2, and then I moved to Soul Snatchers. Definitely difficult, but it wasn't impossible to make medals at that time. Now lately, it's become more difficult to make medals in Asgard because more bigger clans are coming up with the crazy ideas. Which again, I am shocked that it took bigger clans this long to come up with these ideas, right? Because you remember when it first came out, I was like, yeah, big clans just need to split up. But it took them like 7 or 8 Asgards later to split up. It's definitely harder now, yeah. Every clan is just splitting up because it makes more sense. They can hold more towers. 100%, I've been through it, so I know the struggle. Even when I was in Power Vacuum, and we were doing billions and billions of T8s. Even when I was there, I could realize that how difficult it is, because any big clan that really wanted to kick us off, they could kick us off, because at the end of the day, it's 6 of us or 10 of us versus six, seven onslaughts of full onslaughts of like 15, 16 people coming at us, right? But the thing is, it's not about the influence. Even back then when it was difficult, I could see clans like Gary Laser Eyes, Angels of the Thunderdome. There are like 20 players, very small influence each. They were still doing great in towers, right? So it's a combination of stuff. At the end of the day, it's about how many people can show up, and for a 24-hour event, it's very difficult to gather your entire clan for 24 hours straight.
Right.
And then
Right.
as soon as you lose one or two players, you just start losing your towers.
Exactly. Like, it's one of those things of like, it's hard to figure out how necessarily to fix like an influence gap situation. I mean, you can't necessarily say like the trouble here is all influence, because I mean, reality influence can be changed. Influence can be changed quite drastically. And influence does
bigger
not.
players drop influence so quickly, bro. I've seen players dismiss. Sorry, and I need to mention this. I don't know if you guys remember who Justin was. Justin, at some point in the game, became one of the biggest players in the game.
Mhm.
And just to play with a smaller clan, he dropped himself from 170 trillion, which was the game record at some point, all the way down to 5 trillion to play with one clan. And he
Right.
changed his mind after a month, but he dismissed all those troops all the same.
Right. Well, but I mean, like, it's like Amber said in your chat, of like, where like I'm stronger than a lot of the players we see at 20T. Well, because I don't carry 15T worth of troops. Like, personal choice. I choose not to carry 15 trillion of influence worth of troops. My max influence zeroed is like, oh goodness, I'll have to look. But I think it's like, you know, like what you said, around like 3 point,
90%.
around like
Yeah.
3.5, 3.8, 3.7 T. So like, I mean, the thing is like influence can be doped. Like, I mean, I'm 8.9 T now. Zeroed. Like, okay, 6.7 trillion of me is troops.
Yeah, 71
So,
trillion of these.
I mean, like 1.4 T of me is knowledge. Like, so, I mean, when people are like, well, you're stronger than most because of streamer advantages. Well, okay, we've seen how far these streamer advantages go. But like, the other side of this is like, has nothing to do with me being a streamer, and everything to do with the fact that I've put knowledge before my troop count. Like,
Yeah. Also, at the end of the day, regardless of influence and stuff, at the end of the day, it just becomes about how much you're willing to spend, right? Because I can be a 5 trillion influence player, match up with another 5 trillion influence player, let's say, and then I lose all my troops, they lose all their troops. I don't mind spending more. I spend more, make my troops back, hit them again. They can't spend more, right? So
Right.
that's where their fighting stops.
like,
So it comes in with a lot of caveats, in my opinion.
yes, streamer advantages. Like,
Streamer advantage.
maybe-
Everyone gets excited every time someone mentions streamer advantage.
maybe we can get streamer advantages from Torrent to give everybody today.
Yeah. Dude, I
Possibly.
want to challenge, but I can't think of something crazy enough. It used to be, back in the day, Torian would just come to our channel and be like, yo, I don't know, drink water.
Drink water.
Drink water as a challenge.
Make a
60
cake.
giveaway. Boom.
Make
Oh
a
man,
cake.
I missed the cake baking one. That was actually good. I feel like the cake came out pretty decent, right?
Torrent's channel said, "So sorry, but I really have to go face with rolling ice. Thank you for your discussion. It was helpful. Next time I'll be waiting for you and Bones with a quiz. Nice to see everyone."
Oh. Later,
Alright,
Torrent.
Torrent,
Next
yeah,
time,
take
next
care.
time he's gonna be waiting for us with a quiz.
Does that mean that next time we have to make a quiz for everyone, or next time he'll just bring a quiz for us?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Torrent, there needs to be a discussion on that. But thank you for being here. glad we could provide you with notes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he's got a quiz for us, dude. Like, how much can he pick our brains about 7 years of Vikings?
I will have to go study my Vikings.
Oh no, that could be difficult. Like, I feel like
For sure.
I feel like that would be like a principal handing you a quiz and just being like, do this, or you're gonna be in detention.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, quiz equals anxiety. It's like I know Hound is
Torrance channel said, "You make face fuchsia tongue out. You can
Oh.
cooperate."
We
Oh,
have to make. We have to
can
make the
cooperate.
quiz.
Okay.
Oh, God.
okay.
Oh Lord.
Oh
will,
boy.
Will the quiz be for you? Will we be making the quiz for you? Are you going to be answering the questions? I don't like doing quizzes, bro. Quizzes used to be my thing back in the day, but then I'm like, I'm over them.
I got this.
It's so difficult with quizzes if you do them on the online streams to grade them, because everyone's like, you know what? I'm just gonna answer this question at the wrong time, and then it messes the whole system.
See, that's
up.
why I do. That's why I like the Google form quiz, because I could just like I can do the whole. You have to have 8 out of 9 answers correct, and then like you can only submit one, and if you get like less than 8 correct,
Torrance channel said, "You can steal quiz from R4 Pie Face Orange Biting Nails."
I don't know if I
Quiz
have
from
the
R4.
online quiz thing that he has though. I don't know. We'll figure it
Nah,
out.
we'll come up with our own thing, yeah. I don't like
Figure
taking
something out.
other people's efforts. Too much time putting in to find something new, and then someone just comes and takes it. But we'll come up with something. I just don't like to do the quizzes. But it's kind of also difficult because it's like, what else can you do if you don't do quizzes?
Right.
Something that's engaging for everyone.
We'll figure
Alright,
something
we'll
out.
come
Like
up
maybe
with something,
maybe
yeah.
like a lightning round kind of thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You should both personally come to each of our houses to give us a quiz in person. That sounds like a good idea.
I don't know. I mean,
Hand-delivered quizzes? Sounds like a good idea.
like I don't know. Like I mean, I don't know, Boomer. Like that kind of scares me. I mean, like
To Boom's house just to hand her a quiz, for sure.
yeah. I have to go to Hound's house just to feed the ducks and guinea pigs.
Yes, I don't have ducks, but yes, the guinea pigs.
Goodness gracious. I don't know. Like it was a pretty constructive conversation today.
Yeah, definitely was. Definitely was. Boom says, "Here's a knock at my door," and has a panic attack. Fix our hound. Fix our houndy.
I feel like if you and I knocked on Boomer's door, I feel like there would be mass giggling and scampering going on behind it.
Yeah, says my dog would lick Hound. He does that on the big screen every freaking time I put it on. Oh my god.
See, you're lovable,
His
dude.
dog likes me. Yeah.
You're lovable. Panic tidying up. Oh goodness.
Pixar Hound is real. Oh man. No one wants to talk about setting leagues according to money players spend. Lol, the bigs would have to fight only other bigs. It'd be too. It's not that it's. Again, for me, it's not about. Imagine two wells that don't end, right? Basically, endless. Who wins? Who truly wins? No one. No one truly wins because at the end of the day, neither side's gonna run out. Neither side's gonna give up. And it would just be a pointless fight for no reason.
Right. Well, and like
But,
the thing
I mean-
is like, I mean, finances go up and down. So I mean, again, like you're gonna change the league, like if you say those leagues are like by finances, like by how much money you spend. So, dude, like bro, for instance, like you have months where you spend more than others.
Yeah.
So, like, how would it justify you being in a league, like, say, this month where you're not spending as much as you did in, like, December?
For sure. Also, people need to realize that, as I said, sorry, everyone can drop their influence. Everyone can change. You can change things within the game for your own advantage. So, regardless, the ideas, the suggestions, I would say there has to be something very random as a factor
Right.
that makes Asgard work. It can't be a structured thing, because if it's structured, people can, let's say one time it's going to be influence, the next time it's going to be activity, and the next time it's going to be kills. It has to be something that's weird, right? Because otherwise people will adjust to it. Como says, I'm going to a whale size up so I can join a big clan and farm shards for cheap. Do it, man.
Just whale size up and join us, Como. Like, Hound's coming back, so I mean, you get to
Yes.
play with, like, me and Hound, and, you know, I mean, everybody knows that, like, the
No,
combined
Como
forces...
Como wants to hold three Asgard towers so he can hit the level 1 Asgard towers.
Well, I'm just saying, like, everybody knows that the combined forces of you and me would clearly give a streamer advantage to the clan.
Yeah, and then bring Negan, the noob advantage to the clan.
Yes, gotta get Negan in on this. I think that would be fun. I think Tarn would have fun being able to spell out, like, entire sentences across our towns on screen. No peer pressure, Negan.
Siren, you should just punch him. Every time he's like, oh, I'm gonna try another 20 trillion.
Maybe that's
punch
what-
him. It's like,
Como, maybe that's what, like, broke your account. Is, like, you wailed up too much and they decided to, like, ban you. Oh, no. Like, did you have anything else for today, bro? Like, was that...
no.
Like, I know
This
we were
was
just
it.
kind of like...
I was hoping that, in a way, I was hoping Torin would give us some sort of challenge, because it's been so long since we got anything from Torin in terms of challenges.
It has...
I thought it would be some sort of challenge. To be honest, not even if I can't talk. Even if it wasn't a challenge, I was hoping there was some sort of information, something that we could have a discussion off of. I thought that would be a possibility, but Torin was just in the background taking notes at this point.
So, I mean, I guess we provided him with note material.
Yeah.
Game development at its finest.
Yeah, just go listen to the streamers sometimes. We're sometimes wrong, though.
It happens. Yes, it does happen.
Yeah.
So,
I got tired of training. We'll go for more later.
ah!
Oh, you better go for more before the Fury bonuses run out, Como.
Oh, it is Fury bonus today, huh? Forgot.
Yeah.
That ends
Today's the
tomorrow.
last day, I think. Yeah.
And only 3 days left in a home game bonus. Ugh.
Mhm.
Have to go
Dude, you know
home
what? I wish there were things in the game that we could do that were, like, interesting enough for people to see, right? I don't know how to describe it. Like, I would say maybe like testing, but dude, the community doesn't show up for anything other than giveaways. It's just crazy, man.
Well,
I think
so,
like 3
like,
billion T7s.
Amber and I are finishing the touches on the Asgard Shaman gear tests, but, like, honestly, the difference in training time was huge. I've got that video up, and, like,
Yeah.
I've got less views on that video by far than giveaway videos. So,
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of...
every test that I've done has never done as good as the giveaways. I have no idea how Tom trained to 500 trillion. He must be using outside programs. Tom's, at this point, I would think he has all barracks.
Ooh, thank you
right?
for the sub.
It's way too, unless he's been just constantly asking for mentor every damn minute. You probably need to have so many barracks, right?
Tom's just a beast. Like, that's just all there is to it. Tom's just a beast. I mean, that'd be like me
he's
saying...
done this.
It'd be like me saying, Burn, how do you train all those troops? He's probably got like 4 or 5 barracks and like
No, way
3
more, bro.
manors.
It's gotta be way more. It's gotta be like 7, 8 barracks or something. Especially with Burn. Burn goes up like almost 1 trillion influence every time he trains.
Oh, goodness. I don't know how you guys do it, man. Like, how many barracks do you have?
I have one at the moment.
What's your training limit?
56 million.
But
I changed mine because, well, first of all, I got lazy because normally I would break and stuff, but this time I set up to have 5 infirmaries for Asgard, and then if there's another influence event, I'll break and make more infirmaries. But yeah, normally I would have more infirmaries. More barracks for Fury training and more Menors and no infirmaries. But then with all the changes that they've done, I'm kind of like giving up.
I wouldn't want to be like I definitely wouldn't want to be like changing buildings around right now.
Yeah, I changed a little bit and it already pissed me off enough to like not want to do it again. But yeah, because it says I'm a noob, I don't know how to train.
Like mine's 93 mil, I think. Like four barracks, 3 barracks. Forgot how many I have.
Yeah, I used to have more
2.
Menors and
2
or 3 barracks, but I dropped it. I probably have to change my resource buildings again, just to come up with a way to do this properly.
That would be horrible. You imagine falling asleep with an auto clicker while training?
You probably will run out of silver
That's what
unless you have
Siren
all
said.
your silver open.
Surprise
Yeah.
wake up, bam, out of silver. Out
No,
of
for me,
silver
it
and
would
out
be-
of gold because you used all your gold on boost because your clicker.
I have 1 barrack, 56 million training. Yeah, same as Kama, same as me.
Mine would be the boost. Boost is what I would have an issue with.
Yeah, boost. But you will definitely run out of silver before you run out of anything else, especially if you're training T7s, yeah.
Absolutely.
Just wake up to like, 10 billion T7s. What happened to the... I once fell asleep with a clicker on tasks. Normally I would set my clicker to like a specific amount for it to stop, but then I just clicked the infinity amount and because I didn't expect to fall asleep, but I fell asleep. With 2 barracks, I can train 124 million-ish. Damn.
Yeah,
Boom says with my luck, my clicker would misclick and I'd end up having a full army of the wrong troop type.
Ah! Run out of boost first and then you'd run out of gold. Like, I mean, I would like... question. I saw this in chat at some point. The level 5 Odin Tower have the same march power as the Odin 6. Yes, minus the gold troops.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you take like an Odin level 6 and just subtract the gold troops and add like an extra, like what, 12 hours of cooldown time, you get an Odin level 5.
About my resource buildings, this is the way I did it. I did 3 of each. Basically means I still have to make 1 of each. I don't know why. And then I think it's 2 farms. No, 3 farms. It's basically 3 of each, and then the rest of them are iron ones. And then every time I need to change something on this side, I gotta change a little bit on the right. But normally, I would say just go with 4 of each, right? That way you can change this side as much as you want, regardless.
Now, yeah, I mean, we didn't used to have to. That's like why I'm so morally opposed to changing anything on my left side. Because, I mean, I've got all lumber minus 1 farm, 2 stone, and 2 iron. And, like, I like the way my troops perform and my stats work with that. According to Jurgen, the building thing is supposed to change. They're supposed to be either reducing that or changing it back to how it was before. But like, it's hard to be like, get your stats and stuff based on your buildings how you want them now, because I mean, if you're gonna be swapping out your manors and your barracks or infirmaries, then you have to have a certain specific number. of like your 3-to-1, right? Was it 3-to-1 or 4-to-1?
I think it's 4.
Right. So I mean, until they change it back, it's gonna be like the 4-to-1 ratio where you have to have like 4 of whatever for 1 whatever. But they said that they're going to be they said that that's going to be changing or rolling back at some point.
Yeah. How long ago did they talk about the Asgard? Sorry, the Fury towers where you could see tower rounds. It's got to be like at least 4 or 5 months, right? More.
I believe it might be like 6 months ago.
Wait, I made a video on this. I'm actually gonna figure it out.
I think we all did the changes to Fury,
Yeah.
or like the Fury schedule, or the was it the
So,
Fury schedule or the like tower update?
No, the Fury schedule.
The Fury schedule, that was oh my goodness, hang on, I'll look. When was that insane vote that went out? Oh look. I'm gonna cheat.
Yeah, so the vote is almost 11 months ago. It's almost a year ago where they did the vote.
Right.
And I have my video on it.
Oh, I forgot you did a video on that. I should have been.
Yeah.
I
was like,
I should have
be
been
smart.
trolling the Hound channel.
Como says they can't find to develop new features because all devs are busy counting soul shards to deduct from traders. Or they're just taking accounts offline like yours, Como. Nothing with you. Won't they remove the 4 farms from all? Yeah, they said they were going to. I thought they had, because when I read that, I thought that meant that they already removed it. But then I broke my buildings and I was like, oh crap, and they were not. So it's gonna happen at some point, yeah. Just increase the medals you get on holding the forts. That could also be a good change. But then everyone will complain, oh, the bigger clans are now making more. Chesma says, I wish they would up the level 4 siege to not be a crazy amount as the level 5 and 6, but still be more than the level 4. Boom says, I hit my ult for resources recently, and there were Loki's troops in it, and I'm still waiting for Plarium to revoke the 600 kills from my stats. Jesus, Boom. How could you kill 600 troops like that?
I sound way better in Hound stream. That's weird.
Cannibal said that. I'm like, what?
That's odd. I don't know. It could be definite like lag, either on my end or because it's going through Discord for yours. I don't know.
Boom's like, I know. I'm such a cheater.
Oh, Boomer. The gift button. So like, here's the thing though about that. The gift button worked if you were the king of yacht. Like, I think honestly, I believe the king still gets the gift button, don't they?
Yes, they do. They do.
Yeah. So I mean, like, honestly, it was one of those things that like none of us should have had to begin with. And like, I mean, we don't have it now. Like, there's no, help reinforce repute. There's no gift. So it was like honestly one of those things that none of us should have ever had with, except for the king of yacht to begin with. And so like, I don't know. Burns, I can confirm it. You can confirm I sound better in Hound's stream. I don't know why. Like, that would be weird. It could be something with the way Discord.
If they lower prices and offer better stuff, more people would be willing to part with their money, and it would not help anything, right? If more people are spending, it does not help with anything.
Well, like, I mean, here's the thing: is like so
You just
I've-
have more bigger players. It makes being 10 trillion normal, right? Just
exactly.
like back in the day when we went from below 1 trillion to 1 trillion.
Yeah,
1
exactly.
trillion just became the normal after the secret knowledge. Because the
Exactly.
smallest players who were like 400, 500 million couldn't stay there.
Like I feel that like I feel that like the answer to that is let me think of how to word this. I feel like the answer to that is like, so when people are like, well, yes, the gift button was there to begin with, but again, it was there like before Yacht. But the whole thing of like the only person that's ever been able to use the gift button is the king of Yacht. So I feel like when people are like, well, the answer is everybody just quit spending or everybody needs to spend. Well, but that's never gonna work. Like that's never like that's not the answer. Like the thing is like, so I mean there are people in the game, for instance, that spend thousands a month.
Yeah.
And I'm not, you know, by all means, if they have the capability to do it, they have the availability to do it, the want to do it, by all means, like let them do it. Their choice, their money. But like to an individual like that is spending like say $2,000 in a month, if they spend $100 a month, they'd be like, I really didn't spend this month.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
like versus a player like me, for instance, that I honestly don't spend like. Generally, I try not to even spend monthly. I spend like maybe every 2 months. Like, so, I mean, and it's not hundreds of thousands that I spend in every 2 months. So, I mean, it's like, if you look at that, like, everybody, for one, everybody would all have to be on the same page. And no, it's not all about money. Like, generally, and I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna be kind of rude and kind of mean. Generally, I feel like the people that say it's all about money are the people that never spend in this game, are 2 trillion influence with a bunch of troops that they can't lose because they can't retrain them, and they don't know what to do with themselves because they're fat, overweight with troops that they can't use. Because I've seen that complaint a lot. I've seen, honestly, so many players be like, it's all about how you spend, and they have like 4 trillion trained, like 2 trillion, or 4 trillion trained, 2 trillion lost, and like 1T enemy kills. But yet they're like, it's all about spending. Why? Because they spent for those troops when they should have spent on the knowledge so their troops don't die. Like, and now, I mean, I'm not saying everybody's that way, but I'm saying like there's a good majority of players that rail against the, well, it caters to spenders that honestly spent to build troops, that your troops are useless because they're not strong. Anybody can have troop numbers. It's the knowledge behind your troop numbers that make your troops worth something. Like that's just how that kind of works. So I mean, like, if you're gonna spend, like if they're gonna spend, then like, I mean, honestly, think about it. Like, spend on knowledge. If you spend on troops, have the knowledge to back those troops up. Or quit complaining about spending. Like, the other side of that is like, a lot of the players I see, they're like, it's all about money. But they still choose to spend the money. Like, be responsible about it. Like, I mean, like, Hound, plain and simple, called me on my crap, like, I don't know, dude, I want to say, like, it was a couple years ago, man. Like, when I told you, I was like, hey, I got zeroed, so I spent to rebuild, and then I was kind of like, oh, but I spent everything I would have had for the next 6 months. And you're like, then don't spend, bro. Like, you're like, then don't do it. So it's like, I mean, plain and simple this. If you're spending money in this game and you're complaining about spending money in the game, look at who forced you to spend money. It wasn't Polarium. It wasn't the game. It wasn't your clan. It was you. You chose to spend it. Be responsible by that.
And to be completely honest, we both, even though we're saying this, we both understand how difficult it is to make that decision.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you look at someone next to you and you're like, oh my god, look at this guy, he's just doing, and even though it's a stupid game, it's a silly game, not a stupid game. Even though it's a silly game, it tempts you because just looking at the next person, you're like, I'm in a big clan. I was not planning on doing anything today other than making my T8s. I still ended up training 45 billion troops. 25 of them were T6s, 20 of them were T7s. I had no reason to, basically. But I was like, you know what? I have all these resources, all these boosts. This much of it is going into my T8s. The rest of it's going into healing, and I don't have to train. I don't need to train. I still ended up doing it.
Well, and it's like,
Even yesterday when I was in bank chat, I was trying to tell someone that how they were like, oh, is this a good pack? I was like, you know what? It's not a bad pack because like you get the resources, you get the silver, you get the boost, this and that, and everyone was like, you basically are convincing yourself to buy this pack even though you're saying that you shouldn't be buying packs. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right.
Exactly. I mean, and it's like, you know, if I'm just like, hey Hound, so we saw this really cool thing in bank the other day. Like, part of you wants to be like, Bones, what was it? The other part of you is like, no, I shouldn't look. You know what I mean?
I try for the most part. I don't even click on my bank button. It's like it's forbidden. If there was a feature for me to, you know what? I feel like Plarium should have a feature for you to opt out. You agree? Like, you know how a casino will basically say you can ban yourself from the casino? Plarium should have a feature where you can opt out of spending or opt out of getting bank offers. Something like that, right?
Set a spending limit on your phone. Like, that's all I have to say. Is like, I mean, it is probably like one of the coolest features I've seen Amber use on her phone is she set up like a monthly spending limit for herself. And I mean,
I just want a feature where basically my bank is blocked after that specific amount of spend. I don't get any offers. Nothing. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the button. I don't want to see nothing.
You don't want,
because I get tempted, bro.
You don't want these little things right here popping up when you log in, like these little
free ones. These free ones here. These are traps. These are traps.
But see, if like, so honestly, people ask me how I look at the bank. Like, here's the thing. If you see how active I am in bank chats in Proxy, you'll know exactly how I handle the bank. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I look at bank offers in my account when my lovely wife is like, hey, do you have this ladder? Or hey, do you have this boost offer? Then I'm like, oh, I don't know. Do I? You know what I mean? And then I'm scrolling through looking.
Jasmine's like they'll fix the lag before they turn off your bank.
Honestly, the way I handle the bank in game is almost the way I handle Proxy Bank. Let me see if this is in an album somewhere because I have no clue.
Yeah, honestly, but bro, I'm just hoping.
It took me like 6 months of not being able to spend. I mean, like, legitimately not having the income to spend in the game to get like that. Like, it had to become that second nature of log in, push the X, and just go. Like, because if I logged in and I looked through the bank, that not spending was right out the window.
For sure. But we've had really good discussions.
Oh, absolutely.
I 100% things that I want to see changed. I've already mentioned them. And I can't talk for everyone, and I'm not trying to talk for everyone. But you know, at the end of the day, like, it is what it is. It's the way it is. One thing that I'm a little bit unhappy about, to be completely honest, is just I feel like lately people are more toxic in the game. I don't know if it's just me or toxicity is just like that. I mean, and I'm not trying to say the people in my community. I have very supportive people in the community, but just in general, I feel like people are way too toxic. It makes playing difficult because, like, first of all, like, I've been getting a lot of shit messages from people. If I'm hitting them on their pop, if I'm hitting them on their, like, I understand. I've been annoyed because for one, when I stream and I play Stronghold Sieges and I know people are watching the stream and hitting me, it makes me feel a little bit more angry versus if I'm just like, you know, relaxing and I play a Stronghold Siege and not on stream, because my reaction is definitely not the same. And I don't get angry. If someone hits me on a Stronghold Siege, I generally don't get angry unless I'm streaming and I'm like, you know what? Let me try to show this to the people on my stream. And then someone's like, you know, he fucked up. He sent a T8 march first. Let me just hit it. Like, you know, like, well, at that time I might get angry because I'm like,
Right.
you definitely are looking at my stream and doing this. But if it's just happening normal, I don't even have a reaction.
I feel like
But
I feel like one of the
yeah,
things,
the toxicity just doesn't.
I feel like
sit
one
well
of the
with
things
me.
is like, so I understand, um, like first and foremost, I mean, I'm a gamer. Like that's just, I mean, most of us streamers can honestly say we're gamers. Like we're not professional by any means, but I mean, like we can say we're gamers. We generally enjoy games. That's why we stream games. We stream the stuff we enjoy. So I mean, like I think for me, honestly, is like as people become either like upset or disheartened to the game by lag or by either like not being able to spend as much as they could or should or feel like they should, or as like they lose clan members or friends, because all of that changes. I mean, of course, it all changes with time. So as you like, I feel like as people become disenfranchised with things, like they become almost bitter. Um, and I feel like some of that bitterness comes out in either like crying, complaining, or taking frustration out on players, streamers, or otherwise. And I mean, one of the major things that Hound has always like you've always hit on your channel, Negan always hit on his channel. Um, you know, I mean, Negan still does, of course, in his Negan-tastic way. Um, you know, I've hit on mine, and R4's hit on his. Is like one of the major things. Is like you guys are way more than subs for us. Like you guys aren't just our subs, our views. I mean, granted, yes, absolutely, you guys are the sub numbers that push our channels up and make it to where we can give back more to you. But and your views, of course, are the same thing. But absolutely, the way like at least the four of us have always hammered on it is like you guys are our community. Like this is our
Yeah.
gaming community. Like it's like, so I mean, I feel like when the community starts to get disenfranchised with things, like it kind of turns on itself. And I think like a lot of the upset lately has been that instead of like just um oh well, I don't like Mini Asgard, or I don't like this, or home gang's not fair because time slots, or there aren't enough time slots, or these bigger clans get easier times because they have more troops than this or this. But like one of the thing that people lose sight for is like, hey, we're all Vikings. Like that's just it. We are all Vikings. Like we are a community of Vikings, of friends, of you know, like whether at the end of the day when you log out of this game or log off of YouTube, you like me or not, honestly, I don't care. Because you're still part of my community. Whether I know like I don't know Burn's real name, but I know him by Burn. Burn
Yeah.
is my friend. The other person on the other side of Burn, I know nothing about, and I am content with that because Burn is a community member and Burn is my friend in this community. And so it's like, I think people lose sight of that, of like how we are all a community of players. Like this is like, and it doesn't matter, Russian, English, European, German, Ukrainian, Iranian, like it doesn't matter. Like we are all a community of players in the same community. We all essentially like the same thing. We all like the game Vikings War of Clans.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, man. To be completely honest, the reason I even bothered to start streaming in the first place was just to give back information to the community, share knowledge.
Right.
Over time, it's become more difficult, and I dude, like you've seen me, like I've gone through a lot of crap, and I've been like, you know what, I'm gonna quit, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But at the end of the day, like I've been so attached to the community that it's like very difficult for me to step away. Now,
Right.
in terms of going up in the streamer program, like, oh, dude, I don't care. The streamers program is a good thing for us, right?
Right.
Because for one, it allows us to fulfill the goal that we had. Like giving back to the community was something that I've always wanted to do. So having that option is always nice. But I can't see myself like I can't see myself like being willing to bend things or change the direction my channel is going through, or you know, whatever, to meet the goals of the streamers program. Like I can't see how that is something that I would do. That being said, I'm currently missing like 10,000 views from my monthly goal, and it's like the 22nd of February. So somehow I miraculously have to get 10,000 views. But if I don't make it and I get lowered to like a level 4 or a level 3 streamer, then it's completely fine by me, to be honest.
Right.
And I'm saying it on stream, I don't mind. Because to be completely honest too, I haven't seen a major difference from the time I was a level 3 streamer to the time that I'm a level 4 streamer right now. Like I haven't seen a massive difference. So for me, it's like whatever. So when people say like, oh, you're like Plarian dogs, blah blah blah, things like that are the messages that completely annoy me. Like I've never done anything within my community or like told everyone like, oh, please go spend, because the more you spend, the more it took me the longest time to even decide to monetize my channel. Everyone knows I had like almost 3,000 subscribers when I decided to do this. I could have done it when I had 1,000. Everyone knows that for the longest time it took me that to so when people say, oh, like you're Plarium's lapdog and like you're getting unfair stuff, you're getting this and that, for one, I say, you know, look at the videos that are on my channel. Like I've gotten probably 2 or 3 skins in the time of me being a streamer in the streamer program, and I'm very grateful for that. But the rest of it's come from my own end. I've gotten things from being in the streamers program. Don't get me wrong, I've gotten achievement upgrades, this and that, streamer advantages, the ghost stats, all of that I've gotten. But you know, at the end of the day, like it's not about people saying like, oh, like, you know, it's not normal toxicity, like, oh, you suck, this and that. It's people like genuinely believing that we are somehow getting these sort of advantages. That's the thing that really, you know, gets to you. Like, even before I started to make a joke about it, there have been people that have constantly said like, oh, you're Torin's lapdog, you're this, you're that. Like, bad words, man. People like genuinely believing that someone else's success is 100% fake, and the reason that I have these town skins, the reason like suddenly I'm strong is because I'm trying to force you to. I have no, you know, no plans on making anyone or forcing anyone or trying to entice anyone to play this game any more than they want to. For one, everyone who comes to my stream pretty much knows that I'm mostly complaining about the game, right? I'm like mostly being critic about the game because. As I said, like I found this game at a time that I was very low in my life, so it's definitely helped me through, and I found people in this game that have helped me through it. And so for me, like the level of toxicity, that's what I'm trying to refer to. So if I drop to the level 3 of the program, if I drop all the way down to the level 1, at the end of the day, it's not going to change the content that I'm willing to bring to my channel.
Right.
And, you know, I will never say that. You know, I will always actually proudly say that I've never done anything, and I don't think anyone else in the streamers program at least has done anything that's, you know, been like forced to us or like do this, do that, and you get any sort of. No one's done that. I don't think anyone's done that. So when people say these sort of things, it just makes me, you know, cringe.
Like one of the things, I think it's funny that like well, I mean, like Amber brought up in mine, people that say that are miserable, unhappy, toxic beings. Like, one of the things is like, I mean, it was kind of like, it was weird because for the last 6 months, I want to say 6 months, like you, Negan, and I have all just kind of been like, I mean, in a lesser degree to R4 because R4 took like a 3-month vacation, but you,
Yeah.
Negan, and I have all just kind of like seen this miraculous quote unquote thing thrown around. Streamer advantages. Like we don't honestly, like, I know for a fact that we don't have the intention of you guys must spend to be as strong as us. You guys must have this. You must have this town skin. You must have this hero image. You must have this. You must have that. You must have this gear. You must have this. Like, I know Hound. You've always done tests and stuff. You know, like that's the reason and way like I started my channel too. Is like we would rather help you guys make informed decisions on if you
Yeah.
want to spend, if you choose to go a certain route in this game. We would hope that you watch our content enough to make an informed decision on that.
Yeah.
That is it.
And to be honest, this is why I completely despise the idea of people only showing up for giveaways. And it sucks because now most people are like, you know what? The only thing I want to get from the streamers with my time is basically an exchange, right? So I give you my time for whatever event you come up with, and in exchange I want to win something. And that's the thing that I don't like, because I was like, for the longest time, people used to come to the streamers. The rewards on the giveaways were not good. They
Right.
would still watch the video to try to understand new strategy, new things. But now lately, it's not the same. It's like the rewards have gotten so good where the person's like, you know what? The only time I will watch a video, the only time I will interact with the streamer or go to their stream is basically if they're doing a giveaway. That's just how it's changed.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's videos on my channel that have gotten 900 views. Like test video, for instance. And it took maybe 19 hours for Amber and I to edit that out, as far as like adding subtitles so it can be watched in both English and Russian. 19 hours, bro. Just for us to do the subtitles. That's not including the hours for the tests and other stuff, and like between the two hero images. And honestly, like, it wasn't to show off that we had Heir of the Empire and Defender of Amaria. It was so like players have the best option of like choosing between the two skins. Now, 900 views on that versus like almost 2,500 views on a giveaway 6 days later. Like, honestly, I get a lot of you players, or a lot of the players, I won't say you players, because like, I mean, we have some of like probably the most die-hard like community members. Like we
Yeah.
both, you and I both have a lot of supporting members on our channels that don't just show up for our giveaways. Like, I mean, and I'm very, 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 very thankful for like the supporters of my channel that don't show up for just giveaways, and I know you are too. But like, one of the things we have seen on other streamers' channels, I will preface it that way. One of the things we have seen on other streamers' channels are that people show up in mass for giveaways. And I mean, I kind of understand that. I mean, we do push the giveaways a lot, as far as like, you know, when it comes to getting more people on them, for the potential of you guys winning stuff and not spending for it. Like, that is, you know, but it's been said for a while that our channels have grown mainly through giveaways. Like, you want more subs? Do a giveaway. You want more views? Do a giveaway. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that like everybody here is boomers in both of our chats simultaneously. I'm not saying that everybody here that supports us is that way, because I know a lot of you guys aren't. Um, a lot of you guys do support like the tests, do like the test and community interactions that we have with you guys, and but there is a good like I almost want to say 40%. It seems like.
CG, the problem with unannounced giveaways, essentially, sorry, it was a solution. It was a very good solution for my channel, but then now I can't do unannounced giveaways because I can't do the easy giveaways, right? I have to basically announce that I'm doing the giveaway because I have to explain the rules. It has to have a specific mechanics where I can't. Essentially, I basically can't just reward the people that are coming to the stream that are watching what I'm doing and then be like, oh, you know what? Type in this and then you get a chance for the reward. I can't do that anymore because now I have to be like, oh, let's play a game of Hangman. I can't even stream anymore because I can't do the thing that I wanted to do or play the game because I have to basically engage in doing the actual giveaway, which is something that makes me a little bit unhappy because I feel like my channel wasn't necessarily growing because of those giveaways, because for the longest, for at least a month, I had unannounced giveaways, but that was taken away from me. So yeah, that basically means that if I ever want to do any sort of giveaway, I have to basically be like, let's do a giveaway. I can't just be like, play my mini Asgard or my Asgard, and then in the middle be like, everyone, if you just type exclamation Hound at this point, you can get a chance to win something.
Like the change happened recently. The change happened recently where people were complaining about like random raffles, random giveaways, random other things, random rewards, for God's sake. And so that changed, and like now we have to have mechanics. Like we have to have things constructively for you guys to do. We can't just like Hound and I can't sit here and just randomly be like, hey bro, you wanna do a raffle? Let's do a raffle. Like we can't do that anymore. Like so one of the things is like that took away the ability of a lot of the random giveaway capability. Like randoms were quick, easy.
I think it's our own fault. It's all the streamers' fault, actually.
But yeah, absolutely, because we all use the raffles and the randoms.
But at the same time, I feel like completely removing that feature just makes it very difficult because now every time you want to do something, like I want to play this game, but then at the middle of it be like, oh, yo, if you're still watching me play the game, here's a chance for you to win. I can't do that anymore. So basically now if I want to do any giveaway, I just have to be like, might as well do it on a video, or might as well do a whole dedicated stream to that giveaway, because otherwise, how else would I be able to do it? So for me, that's the thing that really annoys me, is like, annoy is a wrong word choice. It's the thing that really disappoints me, is like, I feel like everyone took a little bit of too much advantage of that in order to for their various different goals, and essentially that's rubbing the wrong people off too, because you're like, I didn't take advantage of this, I just got into it, and now I'm the one that's also getting punished because, or the rules changed, so now everyone needs to have dedicated giveaways. There's nothing wrong with them,
right?
The only thing is that now, instead of having time to do a stream where I'm just like, I want to sit down there and talk to everyone. Today's a stream where I want to sit down and talk to everyone. Oh, you know what? I can't, because now today's stream, I got to do this giveaway. That's the thing that really disappoints me, at least.
Like honestly, like the thing is like anything that changes like that makes more work for us. Like, I mean, and I'm not saying it's bad that we have to work for stuff by any means. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be like, I want to be lazy. I'm saying like like there's a certain amount of stuff that we have to do, and a certain amount of things that we have to get, and sometimes like the easiest way out was the best way out. Like, I mean, yes,
Yeah.
you're right. Like, Erica's completely right. In all fairness, you get that done, torn with the giveaway not posted, run the special mechanic giveaway without promoting it, and you promote it to get the views. Correct. Because we need the views in order to continue going in the streamer program. Like, even a level 1 streamer needs views. Like, I am 5,000 views short of my streaming quota this month for what I need for a level 3. Does that mean I will be bumped down to a level 2? I don't know. I mean, if I go backwards to a level 2, keep the subs, and then get the amount of views I need to go back to a level 3, well, so be it. But the thing is like, do you guys realize like how much time is spent for us streaming? How many times, like Amber said in my chat, explaining the rules 20 million times over. We explain the giveaways so many times. We have to keep going over them because people show up and disappear, show up and disappear, show up and disappear. Or at the same time, it's like we have to come up with these like intriguing mechanics. We have to come up with mechanics for you guys to do that justifies the reward that you guys want. It's not Torin saying you guys can't give away Asgard Town skins. It's Torin saying the mechanic you presented me does not fit that reward, so if your community wants Asgard Town skins, for instance, you need to come up with a stronger mechanic. So we come up with a stronger mechanic, and then people complain that the mechanic's too hard. But yet, you see what I mean? Like, so we have to be extremely creative in the way we go about stuff.
And it just makes the giveaways more difficult, right?
Exactly. So it's like, it's so hard to make it to where it's easy for you guys, but yet not too easy for you guys. And at the same time, make it something that you're going to enjoy doing and isn't extremely exhausting on us.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that everyone's been moving towards is quizzes, but I used to do quizzes before anyone else even did quizzes on their streams, right? I used to have that on the quiz thing that I would run. But how many questions do I've run out of questions? I've ran out of creative questions.
Yeah, like, I mean, I've got a couple of Google form quizzes that I've done recently, and like, you'd be amazed, like, things that like I have taken for granted of like, this is easy knowledge. Now, like, it's hard for me to make a quiz anymore because of how much information I see in proxy chat daily. Like, I don't, like, honestly, I take a lot of it for granted because I see so much of it daily that I'm just like, this
Siren,
is...
the other issue is, so you say, so don't do the bigger prizes. Then who will come? Then people will essentially go to the next streamer who's doing the bigger prizes, right?
Exactly.
The goal within the program, if you're trying to advance, is to meet your quota and excel, right?
Right.
So if we're trying to give people an opportunity to win something, and we're trying to also advance for ourselves, we would need to find the balance in between the two. For me, the balance was do my regular giveaways, creative video giveaways on the side. Those had the better rewards, and then do the stream giveaways, which were random. I wasn't announcing them. Some streams I just didn't do them. Some streams I did them. Plus, with those streams, I had to get a specific regulation. Like, there were specific things that needed to be completed. There's a specific amount of messages people had to send, a specific amount of likes we had to get. All of those got taken away from us. So it wasn't just like, oh, the stream, I would open the stream, I had a budget and I could just do the rewards. It was, I still, within those streams, had to do a specific amount of things, for myself at least. Now, all of that got taken away. What does that mean? So when I have times allotted for the streams, I can't do those. And then I'm obviously not a full-time streamer, so I'm working like most of the days. When I get back home, I don't even have the energy to do it. Your point is that we should be enjoying this. F the program, the likes, the views. If it's stressful, it's not fun. That's just my opinion. I agree with you. If it's stressful, it's not fun, for sure. But at the same time, like, if we all have to understand, if none of us are in the streamers program, people just go to the next streamer. It's very simple. It's very simple. If I'm not in the streamers program, I'm just saying this just jokingly, people are just gonna go watch Bones, right? Because Bones is the one that's going.
Exactly.
If Bones and I are not in the program, they're gonna go watch Negan. If Negan and I and Bones are not in the program, they're gonna go watch R4 or Star or anyone else. The Russian streamers, all of them.
Well, and like the thing is like we all saw in the news, in-game news, like what, a month ago, they're asking for more streamers to join us anyway. So I mean, like honestly, if you guys like every time we lose a streamer, like honestly, every time we lose a streamer, there's another 1 or 2 promoted into the program. Like, so I mean, I became a level 3, I believe. Syntizator became a level 3 this month, and I think one more. I think there's only like 2 level 2s now. So we have no level 1 streamers anymore, which means they're gonna bring more level 1 streamers in. And I'm not saying that like obviously, you know, if Master Viking and God forbid Yora quit streaming, I'm not saying Master Viking is on his way out by any means at all. Yora is a great guy. I don't see him quitting anytime soon. At least I hope not. Honestly, like when it comes to going up a level, if we don't get the views, subs, and goals, we don't go up a level. Well, I mean, up a level means bigger rewards for you guys. Yes, it does mean some slightly more stress for us, but like, look at how much Asgard stuff I gave away as a level 2 streamer. I didn't. Like, as a level 3 streamer, I have that potential capability with bigger rewards and giveaways. Like, and also like, but I mean, you are also right. It's like, it shouldn't be stressful. This should be something like, this is why streams like this are fun for us. Because like, I get to sit down and I get to talk with my friend Hound that you guys get to see. Like, and it's, you know, we get this community involvement. There are 35 people on Hound stream that have been here since the beginning. I think there's like 18 or 19 on mine that have been here since, well, the beginning. 13 that have pretty much been here since I started streaming. And you're right, like, it shouldn't be stressful for us. Like, the thing is though, is like,
one second. So there's a comment here that they should just give us giveaway items based on our levels and let us run our giveaways however we choose. The main issue, and I think Bones is aware of this, obviously it's been discussed within the community, was there were certain streamers that took advantage of the freedom, right? The reason we're restricted was not everyone, but there were some people who took advantage of this freedom, and the restrictions followed it. So that's why when we're talking about it, we say like we're aware why they're there. We're not saying that we are not aware why they're there. Imagine if I get a level 6 Asgard skin, and you know what, Bones, who's at this point is not a streamer, is a very good friend. I'm like, you know what, Bones, you can have this. Right. It's my giveaway, but I decided to give it to Bones.
Right.
And they're like, they don't want this, obviously. I don't want this. I will never do this. But there were some advantages basically taken in that sense. So restrictions followed. And the whole point of it is, with a random giveaway, there is no way for me to basically give anyone any sort of reward. So basically pulling random giveaways is just like saying, well, with random giveaways, you're just going to grow. So I don't want you to just grow. I want you to engage people. But I want people to watch my streams to see me play the game. I don't want them to watch my streams waiting for a giveaway. Or I don't want to do a 6-hour, 4-hour giveaway like I used to do in the past, where I was like, oh, everyone, let's play Hangman together in the middle of Jot, while everyone else is trying to play Towers or Throne.
Honestly, and like, please don't like honestly, like I'm like, so yes, do I need views this month? Absolutely, but I'm extremely thankful, happy, and grateful for the 13 people that are like diehard watching my stream right now. I'm thankful for like the 32 people that are in Hound's chat right now, and don't like by any means.
Then what solution do you want? Honestly, that's what I was saying.
Like,
to me, it doesn't make a difference. If I get, you know how many times I've been moved from a higher level of the streamers program back to the level 1, and I've made it back up again?
for shame,
I'm
Houndsy.
I'm possibly the only streamer. I'm possibly the only streamer who's been reset twice.
For
Two
shame,
times.
Houndsy.
Two full times. Once from level 3, I went all the way down to level 1.
Oh,
and
I
once
remember
from
that.
level 2, I went to level 1.
Yeah, that was bad. That was horrible.
And I made it all the way back. I'm a level 4 streamer right now. So if I get pushed down again, I will find my way back up. It happened all of a sudden,
you
right? Like
figured
last
out.
month,
Yeah.
I got 1,000 subscribers out of the blue.
Yep.
So we're not talking about this in a way as if like we're trying to complain
Like,
about it.
don't
It's a
think- yeah,
situation.
don't-
It's happened. It's whatever with us.
You don't
All
think
we're
we're
saying is, like-
complaining or curmudgeon about it by any
All
means.
we're saying is like we want to do the easy giveaways for people because the main point of the giveaways isn't to get people to subscribe to us, to view us. Those are the side. The main point is I want to have 100 people watching my streams, even if I'm not doing a giveaway. That's why the random giveaways was such a good thing for me, because if you remember last month, every time I did a stream, I used to get 1,000 views. Now if I do a stream, I don't even get 1,000 views.
Right.
So how am I able to grow? The people that are the die hard, as Bones was saying, like the 30, the 40 people that are always there, they're always going to be there. But my vision is to also grow this channel, like, and I don't want it only to be through giveaways, but the giveaways helped. I like the hangouts and I like the giveaways. Some of the best items I've ever won from the streamers or received from Torn or Jurgen, I've gotten through that. Also enjoy hanging out and being chatty with the game.
Well, that's like, I mean, one of the things is like, so there are, I mean, like Prom said, well, Oranishi for one is like, I love the Viking talk. Like, yeah, absolutely. That's one of the reasons, like why we like streaming together when we get to. Is like we like discussing the games and different points of view of the games. Prom said, but when you have like the regular players, they will not watch every stream going. Not enough hours in the day, so we pick and choose the streams we want to watch. Yes, wholeheartedly, which is one of the nice things about the streamers program is like we all kind of have our own schedules. Like, I mean, like it's honestly harder for Hound and I to schedule a time to stream together than it is for us to schedule times to stream.
Okay, one more thing that I want to say. The flexibility that I had would essentially mean I was doing a giveaway, right? Jurgen showed up to my channel and I was like, you know what, Jurgen? I want you to go help Bones out because Bones hasn't reached his monthly quota. Go to Bones' channel. Like that, I'm losing that flexibility. And that's what's causing like things to like, you know, not be the same. Now I'm like, you know, if I'm doing a 2-hour stream, 2.5-hour stream, I can't cut it short. Can't cut it short for someone else that I want to help out. And like those are some of the things that are, you know, in the air. They're just like, you know, killing us slowly. The content is, if the content is good, people will come. The random giveaways get in the way of the content, so so they just leave when there are too many people, or they just don't like the prize, or they can't win.
Let me see.
I learned tons from you guys. Thank you so much, Wayne. But anyway, we digressed. The whole point was like we want to make things easy for everyone.
We want you guys to enjoy it.
We value the 40, 50 people that always stay with us. We want those guys to be the ones that are winning in terms of the giveaways. I don't want to make you play Hangman with me if I'm like doing a giveaway, right? Boom
Right.
says I refuse to learn. Boom, I will have to find your house and not randomly, and personally just bring you a quiz and quiz you and see how much you've learned.
And see, like I
I
understand
try to
that
support,
too.
but if I can win 70% of the time I'm looking at an empty chair on the screen, why am I watching? Which sadly happens. I've never gotten off of my chair if I'm streaming.
Like I have to run to
I'm
the.
glued to
I
my
have
chair.
I have recently to go to the bathroom and stuff, but like we're getting over a cold, so like there's been a lot of like fluids being drank in this house, as far as like trying to feel better. But normally normally I know I know that like normally we try not to get up. I remember when I started streaming, like Hound was like, bro, he's like, if you're gonna do this, cool, but if you're gonna get on camera, man, don't disappear a lot. Like, and I mean, it's not necessarily comfortable for us to sit here, like, for 2 to 4 to 6 hours. Like, it's not like you can have the most comfortable chair in the world. I don't care who you are. You have the most amazing chair in the world. If you're sitting there for 4 hours, like, not moving your legs, like, it's going to be uncomfortable. And, like, I mean, but yes, I mean, I agree. And I mean, in all fairness, like, did I win any giveaways before I became a streamer? Like, few, very, very few and far between. Like, I think Hound gave me one achievement level once in like in like 2 years of following.
I don't even remember that, honestly.
But like,
Boom says Houndy would show up at my door in a tweed jacket holding a 10-page exam and a number 2 pencil. Exactly.
like,
Siren says, just saying, not that we aren't being supportive, but if we can't participate and there isn't actually a point to the stream besides the giveaway, then we have other responsibilities. I'd love to stay always, but can't. I 100% understand
like,
that.
absolutely, wholeheartedly
Adult
agree with
diapers
that.
are
My
the
goodness.
suggestion right now.
Like, no, no, I refuse. Like, I'd be over here, like, peeing in like a can or something underneath the desk before I do the adult diaper trick.
The whole point, and again, I said we did 100% digress, but what we were just trying to say was, like, it was nice having that flexibility, right?
Right.
The ability to supplement each other, the ability to work as a community, it's kind of been restricted because now if I want to do you guys know how long it took for me and Negan to do that lock and key essentially giveaway? It took 3 days to plan it. It took almost 2 weeks to schedule it together because we didn't have any days off from work that were like not matching. And then we also had to get Torin to approve it. So every time I want to do a very crazy or like very complicated giveaway, it's going to take me almost a month. So like everything has to be planned well in advance. I had to have the time to sit down, talk to Negan, come up with the idea, stuff like that. So like those are the things that we were technically referring to. Essentially, that's it. It's not like it's a big deal. If I drop from the level 4 of the streamers program, I haven't personally seen any benefits in the level 4. I haven't seen any benefits in the level 4 that I have seen in the level 3. So for me, it's all the same. But in terms of being able to supplement, or like if I was a level 4 streamer and I had the option to help one of my fellow streamers also get up to the level 4, that's the whole point of it. Aliko says, I come to see your stream, not the giveaways. You're a legend, man. I'm still shocked you're still watching the stream. I thought you're training. Are you done training?
He's training while he watches, so that way he knows how much farther ahead of you to stay.
Oh my god, he's 1.63 quadrillion. You know, Burn will definitely get angry at you. You know that, right? Burn will double your score eventually. He's probably already. He's still training. Okay, Burn is already probably very annoyed.
Is Burn still training?
That. I don't know if Burn's actually training. Yes, Burn is also training.
You guys are they going for voice of God's power, or no?
Burn is training. He has mentor, and both of them actually have mentor.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wait, Aliko doesn't have mentor. Aliko, you're training without mentor?
For shame.
Hey, that's the problem of playing in a bigger clan. Half the time you don't have reputes. The amount of times I've
Aliko's
actually
like 1.6 quadrillion. What? Oh my god.
1.63, yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, I'm training without repute. Wow.
Burn's still going.
I wish I could train without repute. If I train without reputes, my non-existent boosts will already disappear.
I get yelled at when I train without reputes.
Dude, I hate doing anything.
Well, not yelled at.
If...
I don't get yelled at. I get sternly talked to about the waste of boosts that I just committed.
You know what's crazy? There are people that train in fighting gear. Wow, he's for real training with
I will go out and say, like, I've done it. Like I've done. Oh yeah, isn't Detroit versus everyone? You're in blood right now, right? Or or in red? I know you're in one of the
Who?
two. Detroit versus everyone.
Detroit is in blood.
Okay. Yeah, like I
And
imagine
he's fat now too.
I imagine in both of those clans that there is a long line for mentor. Like I will admit that I am not above and beyond training troops while I am also reinforcing an Asgard Tower, Pop, Fury Tower, SH. Like I am not opposed to like just putting training boosts on and training while I'm in Ubba's gear if needed. Like, you know,
At this point, is Blood just going for the Blood's going for the ranking, right? The overall game rank. They had it somewhere on their clan wall.
Are they?
Yeah, the CVC best CVC score is 2.134. They will 100% crush that. Yeah, Aliko said yes. He confirmed it.
Yeah, I mean,
That
it's
is
like I'm not
crazy.
opposed. I'm not opposed to training not in gear or without a repute. Well, they're at 2.3 now. They're above you guys in the ranking, as far as
Yeah. Yeah, they already broke it. They're just
that's crazy.
trying to destroy it.
That is crazy. Congrats, by the way. That is awesome. Like, I'm not above training outside of training gear when I have to. I am, however, morally opposed to the horrible waste of boosts because boosts are precious in this game. And I mean, if it makes like, you know, if it makes my resources last that much longer and my boosts just last that much more, I'm all for it.
Man,
It was
this
like
is crazy. I can't, like, it's just me looking at people that always lose trillions and trillions of influence, and they're just all back up again and bigger than before. The amount that they would have to spend is insane, man. Somehow I will still outscore most of them.
no. I mean,
Hate
Hound-
me or love me.
Hound, let me borrow your bank account. I want to see if I can get bigger than Burn.
Why mine, bro? Go borrow Burns or Aliko's. Mine's nothing compared to these guys.
We'll borrow Negan's. He doesn't use it anyway.
Yes, yes. We'll just steal Negan's bank account. Better idea. Be like, Negan, I'm spending $500 today on my account. He'll be like,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
okay.
I
And
am
you go
going
like-
to send a message to Burn and
With your bank
Aliko
account.
that I will catch them in ranking courtesy of Negan. Like,
Yes. We'll be like, we'll take Negan to like a wedding, let him do his DJ gig.
Yep.
And then you and I will be the pimp essentially. We'd be like, okay, you got
we
3K, I'll take 2.99K. You take that $1 bill, take care of yourself.
yeah, like I mean, it's Aliko's definitely a monster right now. Like that's.
He said challenge accepted. I will literally come to Dubai and steal your bank account in a heist. No, he's a hacker, bro. Don't even threaten him. We'll get
Hound did it. Hound did it. Like,
Yeah. Damn, I will get hacked.
But Hound,
I'll come run a heist
Hound-
on his bank account.
Hound did it, but Negan put him up to it. Blame Negan. That's,
Yes.
you know,
we blame Negan.
we all know
for
we
it.
blame Negan.
Always.
Even when Negan doesn't know, we blame Negan. We blame Negan.
It was Negan's fault. He put me up to the idea.
1.6
Anyway, it's
quadrillion.
It's almost 3 p.m. I will have to end the stream.
It's going on noon for me.
Yeah. I will have to end the
goodness.
stream because there's other things that I need to do, and
All
today
right.
is my day off, so I can try to do a few giveaway videos / other videos that I need to do. It's my day off. It's the only day I have, so try to do like 3 or 4 video recordings if I can for the next few days. Anyway, thank you so much, Bones, for
Thank
being here,
you.
and more than anyone, thanks everyone else that's been on the stream. It's been almost 3 hours that we've been
Yeah.
live, and some of you stuck around for the complete 3 hours. It means a lot to Bones and I. Thank you. We can't really do any of this without your support. So whether it's giveaways, whether it's just coming up with tests, getting items from Torin to essentially have in our arsenal to add to the value of the test, stuff like that. We can't do it without your support, so it means a lot.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's it for me, and I will definitely see you guys. Probably not tomorrow. I will probably just cancel that stream and focus on doing the few videos that I have left to get the month of February completed. But yeah, thank you so much everyone that showed up to my stream and Bones' stream. And more than anything, thank you Bones for being here, spending time with me. I think we had really good discussions. I hope Torin takes note of some of the things we've said. It was a lot of fun, and I want to do it again, man.
Absolutely. Like Hound said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching like my channel, for Hound's channel, for the support that you guys do, whether it's just like chilling with us or like, you know, watching our like funny little videos where we do like, you know, little like short stuff or whatever. Like for your guys' support in the community in general, whether it's just like saying hey to us in chats or, you know, asking how we are, stuff like that. Like really thank you guys for making it a community for us and for chilling with us today. Like for participating in like our conversation, and hopefully like, you know, I mean, we might see some of this change stuff coming to the game soon. But thank you, of course, Hound, for being here too, for coming on,
Sure,
chilling.
sure.
It's always fun to sit down and stream with you and talk with you, man.
Yeah, we kind of go deep into stuff, which makes it very fun for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the result of this CVC is going to be, but regardless, it's going to be fun. And Aliko's training without his mentor on. Burns training with his mentor on.
Goodness gracious.
And I'm just sitting there looking at them with my Pixar profile picture. I literally typed streamer advantages, by the way.
Nice. Oh goodness. Thank you guys for showing up. I'm gonna be ending my stream here too. So thank you guys once again for being here. I'll probably have a quiz giveaway coming up sometime this next like couple of days for those of you that are watching. I mean, it'll be for everybody, but you know, you guys are the ones that are gonna know about it because I'm not gonna announce it other than this. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. Have a good afternoon, evening, night to you all. And we'll see you guys on the next video.
Sounds good. Take care, guys.